2020 has been a year of change. Changes in the way we interact. Changes in the way we live. All due to the spread of coronavirus. But for some, it hit closer to home. This past week, one of our fellow survivors couldn't escape it. Troy from State 266 felt it personally. He lost his 6-year-old son, Troy Jr., to COVID. While this game is filled with battle and wars, it is times like this when the community comes together. Started by his home state of 266. While one encampment may feel alone, together we can provide support. While the support will remain, time continues to tick away. And we hope to provide the distraction needed to help Troy move on. So let's remember Troy Jr. with 6 seconds of remembrance for each year of his young life. And then continue with what brings us all together tonight. Stay to survive.
Well, hello survivors, and thank you for joining us on The Bunker. Welcome back. Thank you to everyone in State 266 and all the other states that have contributed to Troy Jr.'s memorial and said the sweet, sweet words for his father, Troy. We can't imagine it, but we're here tonight to do what we do best and bring us all together and talk about a game that we love, whether it's to take your mind off of things, whether it's just to commiserate with fellow community members that have a shared hobby, or just to be and lift up each other and talk about things that, take our minds off of this world that we're living in right now. So our hearts go out to you, Troy. Our hearts go out to everyone that is supporting him in 266. We love you, man, and anything that we can do, please let us know. Welcome to The Bunker, guys. Finn, thank you for putting the video together. That was beautiful. I think everybody was really touched by that. Thank you so much.
Say one other thing, too. For those of you guys that are in chat, if you guys can take a second, go ahead and get the hearts and stuff in chat. There's also something a little bit special there for you guys that are members of our channel on YouTube. State 69 is not there. Instead, it has been replaced with the McVenom love emoji that we normally have on Twitch. So whichever one you guys want to put the hearts or the love emoji of McVenom, get those in chat. Show your love for one of our fellow survivors that is actually going through some hard times in real life.
Thanks.
And on that, I know that there are some people that are waiting. So I want to give a shout out to State 359, our state, my state in particular, because that's my main state. So I want to thank all of you guys that helped to put together some of those clips. We took over the entire west corner of our state with single encampments, and it was awesome to see.
It really was.
So I do want to thank 359. We've been on a slightly over 24-hour state nap, which has been awesome to see everyone come together. And some of you guys are waiting for it. So the nap is over.
Go wreak havoc.
359, go do your normal things. Thank you so much for your support. It is glad that we were able to come together for this.
Yeah, they did pretty well. I'm surprised. There was a couple of stone cold killers out there that I didn't think was going to be able to do it, and they did it. So I'm proud of you guys in 359. Speaking of people in 359, we have a new guest with us today. Maine is in state 125. First, let me do the introductions. Finn, obviously, he's with us. He's with RSG. He's been joining the bunker, and I really kind of want him to hang around and stay with us because he's awesome. He's learning the game and teaching me things in the game. I'm like, dude, can you not be good at something for just once? But he's great at it, and he's doing really well. So he's with us. He's in state 359. We have Delete here. He is in 125. You guys know him, love him. He's not missed a show. Neither has Daedric down there. Daedric in state 42. Not missed a show. These are the true ride or dies here. And then we have our special guest, Nero, who I've been trying to get on for a little while, but Mr. Busybody with him and Nikki. They're always doing something.
Not usually. We normally don't do anything, but the past couple of weeks, yeah, we've been out.
So Killer Nikki, one of my good friends, our deletes and all of our good friends, she plays with us in 359 and 125. This is her counterpart, not so better half. She's the better half, I would think. But this is Nero. He plays with us on 359 and 125. Main is 125, but we've been dabbling in 359. And he's just a great competitor. We love him, and he always makes me laugh every single time he says something.
Shucks.
Every time he says something in chat, him and Munchie are the two people that I laugh at the most. Delete, I roll my eyes at. But yeah. So welcome, Nero. What did you say, Delete?
I said I earned those.
Finn, the chat is not showing on the screen. Have you noticed that?
I know, I'm working on it.
Fix it. So guys, the show for tonight is the update news. So I'm going to show you guys, we're going to read off the updates, and we're going to kind of discuss those. We only have one code. I'm a little bit irritated about it. We had two codes, but somebody, I guess, made an educated guess off of one of the Facebook advertisement posts for the bunker, and posted the codes in a State of Survival Discord, and one of our codes is already out before we even got time to share it. Daedric, did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Hulk, I'm coming for you. I don't know who you are, but you're in trouble. Just saying. But yeah, so we only have one code for you, so I'm going to save that for a little bit, like midway through or something. I'll surprise you guys with it and have it scrolling across. But yeah, so we only have the one code, but I'll get it to you. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys the mail that we got for the maintenance. So it's been an interesting thing, and I'm still trying to figure out this whole hero switch thing. What are you laughing at?
I got the chat to work, and the first message that shows up is Nikki's message saying it's cold AF up here now. That's like the first message that shows up in the chat.
Yeah.
It's working now.
Dell not shaving looks like he is actually in the world.
World for all my life.
All right, let me give a shout out to the people that were in chat. Sakis Tanos, Sweet Addict, T Polite, Tits of Fury, Contingent 33, Killer Nikki, Munchie, Sweet Addict Maz Kanata, Ranger J 1999, trying to get him to still play. We're all trying to get him to play. Portugal, Wappy, Quickfire, Quankfire, what's up, man? Let's see, Sean L. Kelly, Adi Perwanto, Defender R, Rosie Mayfly, Rob Silver. Wow, we've got a lot of new peeps in here. These are some names that I'm not familiar with in this show. Jeremy,
there are a lot of our Swuggo people, actually. So if you guys aren't familiar, we stream a bunch of different games. We stream State of Survival, but our other game is Galaxy of Heroes. And we tagged everyone to come out here to show their support, because it's not just an SOS community, it's a gaming community. So we want to thank all of you guys for coming out here to support at least the cause that we wanted to shout out at the beginning.
Oh, thanks, guys. Not so end. Jeremy 123. Iva Poby. I think I hit everybody. If I missed you, delete. Who's always in chat. I find it hilarious that you can like pay attention and still be chatting the whole time. You're much better at me at multitasking. Snapper. Yeah. Thanks, Snapper. And of course, Ranger. Why do you say it like that? I'm not gonna play if you say it like that. I didn't say it anyway. I was nice. Come on, man. Thank you guys for joining. I want to show on the screen here. So we got our maintenance. Let me find the update announcement. So this was the update that we got. It is update version 1.9.20. Dear Survivors, the first anniversary of State of Survival is coming soon. The update content of version 1.9.20 is as follows. In the anniversary, there's going to be a series of activities. For the first anniversary will be open continually. Anniversary celebration sound effects added. Optimization, the Hero 10 searches function was added. The surface and some elements in the world map have been refined. The animation of Alliance timer help was optimized, and layout of help interface of survival of the fittest activity optimized. State of Survival team. Now, this is not all that was done, right? There was more things added to it, okay? So I noticed though, but there was nothing put out in game that explained all the other changes. Or am I missing something somewhere? Because yeah, I apologize, guys. I've been at work all week, so I'm trying to catch up here. Was there anything else put out anywhere?
No, nothing else that came in through today. What are the other things that you noticed?
So the battle mechanics have changed again, correct? Have you noticed that too, Daedric? Yeah. So this is my request for all the devs that are watching, like right off the bat. Like, tell us all the information, all the changes that are happening. If you're having to rebalance the game mechanics, then say rebalancing of battle mechanics. We don't need a super amount of details, but just so that we're not thinking that we're crazy that things have changed when we're recognizing them. You know, like just give us all the details of all the things that you've changed in an update. That would probably be a lot of issues there, because we're starting to get like, we don't trust, you're doing bait and switches on us or something, telling us one thing and then doing another. So just tell us when you're changing or rebalancing. Yes, we understand that things have to happen in a game to keep it moving. You might have to change, you know, the battle mechanics in the background, but just tell us that you have to do that. What do you guys think?
Battle mechanics optimized comes to mind.
Yeah, anything, you know, just, you know, we had to change a function with the way hunters work against this thing, or, you know, you don't even have to go into detail. Just kind of give us that. You know, this is where a forum would be perfect. If they had some kind of forum where they could say, you know, we had to do a battle mechanics optimization, more details in the forum, and then kind of give us that information somewhere else, where if you're interested in it, you can go and read it. If you're not, if you don't really care and you just want to play the game, then do it, then fine. But at least you've notified everybody that there is information out there that you can reach. Am I being too needy with that?
Can I be more needy? So the truth is, at least, so coming from, again, a newer player trying to learn these things, there is one that is constantly obsessed with looking at every number in the game, trying to find a way to optimize it. Being a free-to-play player, 'cause that's kind of what I have to do to even attempt to try and keep up. Not understanding how the battle mechanics work in any way is kind of difficult. Like, I understand there's attack and defense, and then there's health and lethality, and they kind of relate to each other. The direct interaction is still kind of unknown as far as I can tell. Like, you guys are kind of experimenting to try and figure out, and lethality seems to be better in general, but in general, I think it would really help to, at least at some basic level, give an understanding of how they relate, so that nerds like me that enjoy looking at the numbers can spend hours and hours, if we really feel like it, to go and just try to figure out what we need to do in order to play. Because it is a key part of this game. The combat and trying to get that edge in PvP and getting those wins and battles and trying to figure out troop optimization, it would really help to get some of those details. So I think I'm going to be even more needier than you, McVenom. It's just some numbers and explanation to allow us to do an analysis. I'm not expecting like the whole formula for everything, but something to help us to go off.
Yeah, well, I think they would actually make, I don't know what the reason is for withholding some of the information, if they don't want people to get upset or what's going on. But honestly, I think they would make more money. They'd have a happier community, and they'd have more people investing more time in the game if they understood or were able to theory craft and design battle mechanic spreadsheets for their alliance and things like that. But we can't do that right now because nobody really knows exactly how things work. And then when we do think we figured it out, it changes on the back end without anybody knowing it. And so we've been telling all of our alliance information on how to do it this way, because this is the percentages we found on how to do something. And this is what you want to break down your troops amount. And this is what works for this. And it changes. And then not only do we look like idiots, but it's just frustrating. It's frustrating as hell trying to teach new players how to play this game when we're older players and still don't know how to play this game completely because we're not given the correct information. So I didn't want to make this a huge bitch fest, but I am making it a bitch fest because I am kind of upset about that. Like, just tell us how they work. Daedric, have you found any information out about it? Oh, we got some super chats real quick. Hennessy, thank you, dude, for $5.99. Said Finn looks hot AF today.
Thank you, Heinzie.
Smoking.
Gotta love the Heinzie. Love the Heinzie.
Manger said, the hair is getting too dark. Time for some more eggplant. It's actually blue, dude. You can't see it in this light. I don't know why you can't see it, but it's a pretty bright blue. I'm gonna brighten it up so you can see. Tits of Fury said $5 for McVee looks way hotter than Finn.
100% agree.
Love you, girl.
I mean, the only way I look better is when I do this.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it, Finn. Don't.
Okay.
He was about to put his girl filter on. We'll save it for the end of the stream.
No. You thought I was going straight to Julie.
I thought you were going to put your girl filter on.
No. I was doing this.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I do like to.
Yeah, that's the only way. Only way I have a chance of looking better. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. So, Daedric, tell us, what have you found out? Have you found anything out at all?
So no, it's just funny. Last stream we were talking about the guys stream when you were away out of town. We were making a joke about everything changes every couple of weeks, right? And whatever we talk about the stream before essentially is outdated, and what's happened again. Delete and I have been talking. We're noticing that infantry is steadily on the rise of the way you're distributing troops. So, the formation started off at, 50%, 25, and we're noticing it now going even higher than that. Like on a 150,000 march, when the game first came out, it was an equal march. You would send out an equal amount of troops. Now, on 150,000 march, I'm sending 70,000 infantry in comparison to 50,000. And, when Finn's asking the question, how do attack, defense, health, and lethality relate? I think that operates the same way, but it's not being calculated the same way. So the mechanics and how it's actually being applied has changed. But typically the way it works is attack and lethality go hand in hand, and defense and health go hand in hand. So when you're looking at a troop's stats, you'll notice that infantry has a defense and health boost above your riders and hunters and riders have an attack and lethality boost above infantry. So the whole intention of infantry is to be your damage soaker, and you're always going to lose infantry, so that's why you want more. But hunters and riders are essentially your killers. But I've now noticed that when I'm running a rally, and Delete, I think you and I talked about this specifically, months and months ago, I wouldn't lose any troops in a rally because I had, I was the one with the stats and I had the highest tiered troops and whatever. Now, my troops are actually dying first in a rally before anybody else joining. And they're plasma 3. So now the rally leader is actually suffering the hit in terms of the losses or the wounded before anybody else in the rally. So the person with the stats and with the highest tier, for whatever reason, is taking the brunt of the damage, which makes no sense at all. That when you look at it realistically, it would be the lower tier troops that would take the first amount of damage because they're the ones with the lower base stat ratings. But again, this conversation's changed month over month. Like we continue to have this discussion of how is it working? And truly, there is no answer right now. I had to try again today as to what the hell my formation looks like, because I honestly don't know how many riders, how many hunters, how many infantry I should be using. And, is a rally safe now?
Yeah.
Am I safe doing a rally against a, when you're doing state versus state and you're rallying a high level player, your chances of success are not as high anymore. You might win, but your losses will be greater due to the change in mechanics.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was distracted by this question here from Bebo. He said, "Don't get the same permanent mark skin or it won't work. Can't find anywhere it says that you can't activate multiple of the same."
Well, you can't wear more than one skin at
But
the
you
same
can
time.
activate them.
Yeah.
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 So they do stack. They will stack.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't activate more. I mean, you can't wear one.
Yeah.
More than one. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You can activate 10 marches, like the stats will stack and apply, but you can only wear one. And you don't even have to wear one. You can actually have everything default. You can have a default HQ, default frame, default march, and you'll still have the statistics.
I think what he's talking about is so if you already own a skin and then you go into that section where you can buy the same skin over again, you can't stack those. Yes,
Nope.
no, those aren't stackable. You can't activate another one to put on that one for an extra buff. So that's what he's talking about. I got you, Nikki. That's what she was saying too. Okay. Nero, have you noticed anything? Have you had a chance to play with the new update at all?
A little bit, not too much.
Did you notice any game mechanic changes?
No, I really haven't done anything crazy. It's just the cosmetic things that they've changed, like the chief gear, the logo is like 3D now. It's like stuff that personally I don't really care about. Yeah, what does that do for me?
Yeah.
But
well,
besides that, not much.
There is one thing that is small that I know might not be a big deal to anybody else, but when you do the search map thing, I like the 10. I like that I can do the 10. And I also like, I don't know if you guys notice it, but when you do a search now, everything pops up clear at first. In the old search, when you would do a search map, you'd have to wait for it to like defuzz the image until find out what you got.
Yeah.
It used to do that where you would have to wait like an additional 2 or 3 seconds to see what you got. Now it immediately shows it. And I know that's small, but to me that's good because I don't like to waste time looking at what I got. I want to see it right then. So that was kind of cool. What were some of the other changes that we noticed visually? I didn't notice anything with the Alliance.
I hate the fact after you do a map search, it says yes. The question is, do you want to do another one or yes? So you have to get out of it. I don't know why that's a yes. Like
I did not notice that.
I've seen this in a couple of different places where they give you two options and it just seems like both options are designed to take you to the next thing just because they had to put a pop-up. It happened during the update. I finished the update and I believe the pop-up that comes now is that everything has downloaded and the two buttons are access now or connect. And I'm like, I don't understand what the difference is. One of them is green. that's nice. I clicked the green one, but it seems like they do exactly the same thing.
Go green. You're like, you don't want to push it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's just something that they have coded, so it brings up this interface, and they just have to program something in it. So I mean, it's fine. But yeah, I noticed that too, where it's like yes or search again. It's like, what am I saying yes to?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Say, yes, I want to quit, or search again.
I was thinking, like, wait, yes? Does that mean that I can, like, re-roll the stuff on the map?
Yes.
Like, there's no no. There's no no. I don't have an option to re-roll it.
I don't want another jam. I want a mic.
Yeah. So I don't get that. I think they did change some. Okay, so I got to get out of here and put yes. So I know that they did a different thing. Like here, beside, like, you see the leader, there's this little function where you see the leader. And then there's also this function with the rankings. That's new. I don't know if there's anything else here that was changed. Do you guys know if there was anything? That was the only thing I saw on this screen that changed.
The timer helps scrolling is different.
Oh, yeah.
Like
it goes slower.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it goes slower, but I think it fades out quicker, doesn't it? It doesn't seem to last on the screen as long. It just kind of goes slower up through it.
So what I've noticed with it is you're still required to click again to make it go away. Like I'm not able to continue clicking buildings or buttons while it's fading. I actually have to click again on the screen in order for it to completely disappear. So this goes back to a point I had mentioned last week or the week before when they used the term optimization. Optimization means improvement in process. So when that word's being used, we had talked about just remove the pop-up entirely. Just get rid of it off of the screen, because at the end of the day, nobody actually cares who's being helped. We're just clicking the help button for the purpose of helping whoever needs help and getting the alliance coins for it. Getting rid of it is an optimization because it's an improvement to the game. all they're doing now, each update is changing how it pops up on the screen.
Yeah.
The solution is remove it. And we've been talking about that. We've been talking about that for weeks. Like, I haven't heard one person who said keep the menu up.
Yeah, I don't really understand what they're so I'm always trying, whenever they do something, I'm trying to figure out what's in the background of why they thought this was necessary to the game. And I really can't figure any angle where that is necessary to any agenda they may have. You know? Like, why?
Am I the only one that likes seeing the names?
Probably.
I like clicking it and seeing the different people I'm helping in my alliance every now and then.
I like that sometimes, but every time,
not every time. It is nice to be able to, like, get rid of it quickly, but I kind of do. At least Nero is kind of with me. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Nero's not with you. I know Nero.
But sometimes
He's
you
like,
see the people that are really needy that always ask for help. You're like, oh, this person again. That's normally
They're so needy.
I need a lot of help.
Damn them and all their building and stuff in a game. What are they doing?
Tracking activity due to that scroll. How crazy is that? That you're tracking people's activity through that scroll. Like, oh, you don't even ask for help. When's the last time you've been on? You're not even helping anyone else. You're not asking for help. It's like, whatever.
What if you could go into something in the mail where it shows you how many times a week you've helped each person?
I think Daedric or somebody, who was it? Scorn, Daedric, somebody said that at one point, is that should be part of your alliance, like, ranking system, or like the funds that you come in, is how many helps you give, how many, times you've asked for helps, and how many you've given to others.
Right. Yeah. And how many coins they've given you from that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Daedric.
It should go into that logbook as an R4 or 5. You have a log you can go into, and there's battle reports and who's been in the alliance store, who's been changing technology, and blah blah blah. We were talking. What the suggestion was is creating a menu in there, similar to the donation tab, where you can track how many times you've helped someone and how many times help's been received, and that you can actually tie that in with your donation rankings, because both reports are similar, just in terms of, if you have somebody who's donating a lot every week, they're most likely going to have a high amount of helps as well, because they're clearly online enough to be able to provide that time and resources.
Sin said something. Click on a person and there's more Venom, like your chief icon. What is he talking about?
So they moved the way that your alliance is listed too. So the alliance is no longer listed like just under the state. They have like a separate bar, and you can click on it to go directly into a search of your alliances. So they changed that a little bit too.
Like here?
I'm assuming here because I can't see your screen yet, but it's. Yeah, so you'll see how it says no, not in the leaderboards, like actually in your profile. Like if you go directly into your profile, like it used to say your name, your state, and then just list the name of the alliance.
Yeah.
But now there's like a separate row for the alliance, and it has a little search magnifying glass next to it.
Oh, gotcha.
So you can go directly from there to look into their alliance and stuff. Like normally, if you did that, you'd have to click on the little alliance button on the bottom left and then go in through that. Now you can just do it directly through the name. So it's a little bit more of a convenience.
It also shows you, like, if you click on someone's settlement, there are like clickable icons next to like their battle power, and it'll show you where your battle power is compared to theirs.
What the hell?
Yeah, it gives like full stats and everything for all of the stuff they show there. The BP, the kills, everything. It'll show you your state comparison.
This state is always so crowded, and I cannot find a single settlement. Look, I've been scrolling. I'm looking for a settlement, and it's as crowded as it can be, and I can't find a single one.
Why don't you just go to your own?
I want to look at another person's, like another alliance. Where is everybody's stuff at? Okay, there we go. Jeez. Okay. So. Okay. So. Basically, this tab, right?
Yeah. So when you're on the. But you went into the actual alliance?
No, I clicked on a person and viewed them.
Oh, yeah.
So you're talking about where the battle power is here?
Both of them, yeah. All of them now have another button next to it. So the Alliance one has a little magnifying glass, so you can go into the Alliance screen.
Oh, gotcha.
He has the next one, so you can see a BP comparison. And then the kills has that too, so you can go directly to those.
Yeah, those are all like neat little things, but those are things we already had. It's just a different way to get to them. Like, I don't know. Okay. Hi, Emmy. Thanks for stopping by. I saw that she had to pop in and then go. Kirsch. Thanks, man. Kirsch just donated $4.99. Didn't say anything, but thank you so much for the support, man. We appreciate it. That's awesome. What are they wearing, Meat Vinny?
Thank you, Kirsch.
I don't know.
He's saying because you're creeping on their settlement.
Because I'm creeping on God here. We had a little altercation.
That sounds so awful. You're creeping on God. Really?
Funny story. We had a little altercation with them early on, and it was always like, man, I'm going to destroy God. I'm going to attack God so hard. It's so funny. Never mind.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I think those moonshine cherries might have got to me a little bit. All right. What else do we have, guys? Was there anything else in the update? Let me go back to the mail and see what else they were talking about. We're going to go over the anniversary stuff. The timer help, layout of help interface of survival of the fittest activity. So we haven't seen that, right?
No.
We won't see that until, I guess, it comes out in one day. Then we'll kind of review that. But I'm hoping that'll be, I didn't mind survival of the fittest stuff. So I'm really curious as to what they changed there.
I think they should just tell you what each day represents. You shouldn't be, I gotta wait to figure out what's next, or like online for it, or whatever. I think they should just tell you exactly what it is, because it's been changing, but it's whatever, they should just tell you.
Yeah.
Right. Ramble.
I wonder if they will, because that would be good, because it's really annoying too, because sometimes depending on the state that you're in and how far you've been released, the survival of the fittest things have changed. So
there's usually two that I've seen, at least when I've searched online. There's like one, effectively there's one that involves plasma cores, and there's another one that does not involve plasma cores. And I don't know what the state separation is where that happens. I know 359 is still too young for plasma cores, but it's one of those two. I don't know what you guys can tell me because you're more familiar. I don't know what differentiates when you get plasma cores, like if there's a particular state or something.
To be honest, I don't even know. Daedric, do you know?
No.
Is it the state research, the state intel?
Look at you dropping that knowledge there.
No, the state hits a certain age. I don't know how old, but it's actually based on how long your state's been open.
It was for us. It was like, okay, it's a race for 30. You know, the first I think it was 30 settlements that were at 30 got free plasma cores, and that's how they did the announcement at 125. So it was like you got free just for reaching 30 first, you know, being the top 30 to do it. You got free plasma cores, and then it was just like, okay, plasma cores are available for everyone. And I remember it was just like such a disappointing amount of plasma cores that you got for doing it. And it was just like, wow, I raced to get like 2 days worth of intel. Thanks. So, but I mean, either way, but that's how they announced it in 125.
Then you get those free plasma cores, and you realize you have to upgrade buildings 5 times to get anything.
Right. You find out that they just don't go anywhere.
It's a real smack in the face.
So that we do have that, which is I'm looking in our state intel right now in 359, and we are 3 more state intels away. We don't have timers on the next 2, but we're 3 state intels away from the reformation one that gives away 60 plasma cores.
Yeah.
So that would be whatever the timer is. I just don't know what the timer is on, because we have 4 days left on the current one, and then we have the governor and then the neutralized threats one.
Yeah, I don't know what the days for each of those last 3 are.
Yeah, but apparently it's coming close.
Else, it's like the more state intels you have, the longer the time is in between them. You know, like sort of like research. The first research is like 3 minutes, and then it goes to 39 days.
Yeah.
Sup, Abner Dune. Nice of you to join us. Thank you for stopping in. We appreciate it. So I honestly have not looked into, so that's pretty much the update except for the anniversary stuff, and we'll go into that in a second. But like, I don't know about the troop stuff, so I guess our only suggestion is to just play around and watch the different discords and test and see who can come up with what's going on with it. I mean, my thing is like, or eventually we're going to have to use infantry against trap, and I'm going to be pissed when we don't know it. Like right off the bat, I'm going to be really mad.
There are some bugs too with the latest update. I don't know if you've noticed it.
What
you can see if you can replicate it right now. So McVenom, do you have all your troops with you right now in 359? Okay. So go ahead and pick a resource node and just open it. And try to see what your march is that it tries to send.
Wait a minute. Oh, I don't have them all. I was building your things.
That's fine. Just pick one and try to send pick any resource and see what happens when you try to gather.
Okay.
So what happens now, what it used to do is it used to auto set your troops to whatever it is.
What?
Now it puts 1 of every troop instead. It doesn't give you the right amount. It literally gives you 1 of every troop in your list. It's kind of bizarre.
Is that a bug, or did they intend to do that?
I'm hoping it's a bug. I don't know why you would put 1 of everything. Like, it doesn't seem to make any sense. And being that, you know, who I am, was like
and the thing that bugs me too is like when you want to clear all, it clears out your heroes too. So like you have to reset. So I want to clear all, but then I want to add heroes. And if I add heroes, it fills them. It fills these up. So I have to manually go back and zero them out.
That's only in the newer states it does that.
Yeah, I think it's only in the newer states.
Well, this is BS. Come on.
I mean, in the older states, like I'm in 125 right now, and it sets like, you know, I was 13 million, you know, in a food farm, and it's like 35,580. It doesn't separate the troops where it's like, okay, a little bit of riders, a little bit of infantry, a little bit of hunters. It just does 35,000 infantry.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
That they need to fix that now. Like I think we need to. I'm gonna make sure to put that into the comments in our little server that we have. Like that's a big issue because that is irritating, especially when you're doing trap and stuff like that. When you're having to like switch from a setter to a joiner, and you didn't have your formation set, and you're trying to go, and you've got all these little guys that you're trying to equal out. I don't know about you guys, but I have, like, I'm a busy, and I have big fingers, and like, trying to move all these things around, like, really quickly, it's hard. Stop laughing at me, Dilly. It's serious. This is a serious problem. It bothers me.
Well, the other part, too, is, at least on our state, right, Survival of the Fittest starts in 2 days. And there's 2 different stages that involve resource gathering. So... And you know that as a free-to-play, those are the ones I always look forward to. Those are my favorite ones, and I bug everyone in my alliance with it. But those are the ones that I can compete with. And yeah, this is definitely an issue of trying to manage the resources a little bit with this many, like one troop and not being able to auto-send. It does change things a little.
That does. It was really quick. I really enjoyed the auto, where it auto-filled to exact the amount that you needed. Especially late at night when you're falling asleep and you're dropping the phone on your face, like that. Those things help a lot. Just being able to just click it really quickly before I pass out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know why you're farming if that's happening.
Deidre, you don't know me.
It's the end of the day farm. She's dedicated. She is dedicated to getting that food.
I'm doing my dailies. Like, listen, I'm a busy day. I don't get to do some of my dailies until late at night when I'm laying in bed and I'm like, I'm going to try to log in and get all my dailies done. So I send out and do my intel. And then my last thing is just send out my farms.
If I don't get these tomatoes, I will never fall asleep.
She'll be dreaming about tomatoes.
Are you picking on me for being a poor farmer there, Deidre? I think
have you
are.
Ever had a dream, Venom, have you ever had a dream that all of your marches were idle and you woke up and you just felt the need to go into your game and make sure everyone was farming?
No, but I've had a dream that you have came and burned my whole village down. And, you know, remember, like, Vlad the Impaler, all of my troops were laying out on sticks, on spikes, all throughout my village. I'm not even kidding. I really did have a dream like this. And it was, like, just chaos, like in Game of Thrones at the last. Remember when the dragon burned down the village? That was what it was.
I think it would be more of a betrayal if Delete quit the alliance and zeroed you.
Oh my god.
I think that's more of a nightmare than anything.
Well, now we know the nightmare for tonight.
Never. Would you?
I would never.
If he feels bad about hitting our enemies, imagine how bad he would feel. He would go to his grave. I'm sorry, McVenom, on his tombstone. He would be devastated.
I'd put it on YouTube.
Yeah, he would hate it. He couldn't do it. He's too much of a teddy bear. He would feel too much guilt.
Yeah, I know what happened. And someone just stepped out of line or whatever. I don't know what the hell it was. It was like a tile hit or something really random. And he was like a fully enforced base. I didn't even bother to check. And I speed marched. I probably used like 10 speed ups to get him. I didn't even bother to port. And I just obliterated this guy's base. And like 6 different lines came out of his base from him being fully reinforced. Over 120,000 troops in just my solo hit. And then he was in my PMs being like, I don't understand why you spend money on this game.
You let him hit you for res, didn't you? You let him hit you for res. You did.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Totally did not.
How many times have you let people hit you for res that you have hit?
Yeah,
Yes.
Enough.
He does. Oh, such a sweetheart.
Big soft.
Yeah, State 270 saying they got the res tile issue, but only on level 8 tiles. Ooh, let's try it on a smaller level. Yeah, I don't like this res tile thing. That bothers me. Okay, what the heck? So it auto-populates anything. It auto-populates. Does it do it on 7?
I got it on a 7 just now, my test. Yep. I did a 7 wood and yep, still got it. It may be new state. I mean, there might be some.
I didn't get it on a 7.
Okay. Well, that works. I did get it on a 7. Let me try 6.
Venom, your account is broken.
Huh?
Sounds about right.
I didn't get it on a 6. I got it on a 7 and an 8, but I didn't get it on.
Okay, so I'm not getting it on 7s and I'm not getting it on 8s, but you're getting it on a 7, but not a 6. Is it something to do with inside of your territory?
I'll look around somewhere else. We don't have to wait for this. It's like waiting.
We're like experimenting on the stream. Welcome to quality content, guys.
Okay, so it is giving. So some of the 7s are working. It's prioritizing different troops than I would normally expect. But yeah, it's.
No, I can't get any 7s to work at all.
Yeah, my 7s are wanting everything except one troop. So it's doing like a specific one. So like when I go, I'm wondering because I hadn't seen this before. When I do like the metal, it's giving me the shooty troops full. It's giving me one of everything else, and then maxing out the highest tier shooty troops in order to build that up.
For me, it was shooty, punchy, and stabby troops.
Exactly. That is the way it works. Let me see what it does for the food ones. The food. No, it's prioritizing the shooty on the food also.
The shooty.
It is. It's a shooty.
I mean, can't argue with science.
All right, so there's my Burning Man. Somebody said he was looking skinny lately. He's always been Burning Man Finn's always looked skinny like that. The other thing that we have that's new is this anniversary thing. So it is the 1-year anniversary coming up of the game. And I haven't looked into this much, so you guys need to help me break it down.
Hoping they allow people to migrate to celebrate together.
Look at Tadric. Yes?
Way too hopeful. Way too hopeful.
Delete and I will be in the back having beers, no pants on. We'll just be having a good old time in the corner.
I would totally dress up my Sarge in a tuxedo for them.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, here, I gotta show you guys this. I saved this just to ask.
Wait. How did no pants and Sarge in a tuxedo trigger something in McVenom? I want...
We were talking about a party, and so... Listen. So... I looked at this when they were doing the loading screen, and I was looking at it, and I was just watching it, waiting for it to load, and I was like, okay, out of all these people, who would I want to party with? Like, if we were gonna, like, just hang out with them. And I was like, I want to hang out with Chef and, what's his name in the background? Nicola, Chef, and Rusty. Those are my 3. Rusty over in the top left, or the bottom left corner. Or,
Rusty looks like he knows how to party.
Or look at Jeb over here in the left. Looks like he's about to do like a keg stand, or I don't know what he's doing. He's like thrown back.
Lucky looks like she's already wasted.
She does.
She looks like she's on ecstasy.
She does. She's kind of a little methy, honestly.
And, okay, so
very
I have
methy.
to ask this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Lucky you'd pick up in an alley.
I mean, yeah.
Behind a McDonald's.
How long does it take for the injury on Becca's arm to get fixed? Because it's been a year now that she's wearing that bandage on her right arm. Like, at some point, that has to heal up.
Nero, it does
she's got
make
no
sense,
medical.
I mean, there's not a
We heal
doctor.
troops all the time. We heal troops. We can heal that arm.
She needs benefits.
Lucky behind a McDonald's makes sense because she's got a teddy bear which she got from the toy Happy Meal package.
The Happy Meal, yeah.
She does look like somebody who would
Does
be
it have
bartering.
a keychain on it?
I'll trade you for some goods, mister. She's definitely.
Yeah, if you look on the foot of the teddy bear, there's a Ronald McDonald face on it.
Is there really though? You're joking.
Yeah.
There was I did notice there was some kind of if you look in when you're doing explorer missions on the scene, like you're in a mall, is it, I don't know, wherever you're at the mall, and then you look at the signs that are posted along the storefronts, they've got like knockoff names. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Like Tommy
It's
Hilfiger.
fun going into that mall. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but you know what I didn't like is that I don't picture Sarge's face. I don't like how baby-faced Sarge looks. I like him a little bit meaner and rougher.
Yeah, so, you know what? He's really appreciating the fact that he's got all these great people around him. He's well shaven. You know, he's thinking about getting that tuxedo with no pants vibe going on, right? Like, it's just kind of give him some credit.
He looks crazy.
In penguin suit tuxedo on with no pants.
He's got friends now. He's got someone else besides Maddie and that dog to talk to.
Yeah.
I mean, you know who he kind of... I don't know. When I looked at him, you know who he kind of reminds me of? He looks kind of like Chris Pine in that picture.
No way.
Yeah, he does. He looks kind of like Chris Pine in that picture. It's really weird.
Well, yeah, kind of, actually. No.
See?
Maybe.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'm telling you, he looks like Chris Pine. I don't know why. He doesn't look like Chris Pine anywhere else.
Younger
Out of all the chicks that I would want to party with, it's is it Ash with blonde hair? Is that one Ash?
Yeah.
I'd party with Ash. She's seen some days. She looks
like she could be in Steel Panther.
She's in Whitesnake. She was a Whitesnake groupie. Like.
Oh. I'd party with Miho because she's got gas bombs.
She's not in the picture. That's not fair. You can't pick that.
You know what? That'd be a wicked rave, gas bombs.
But that's why she's not in the picture. She's getting ready to toss all the gas bombs.
Maybe she's got to kill all of them. Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, what were we talking about? Like we were on a subject. Okay, here we were.
Sin, look at Sarge's eyes, red AF, and he's already wasted too.
Yeah,
it's a party. It's a party.
You try looking down a scope for that long.
Yeah.
He's not looking. He's not. Well, he doesn't really look down the scope too much.
No.
He just kind of like blind firing. See, he's a shooty hero, but that doesn't look. It's the stabby heroes that actually look through the scope half the time.
He shoots. He's a more shoot from the hip kind of guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Oh, this is funny.
Schwarzenegger and shooting like a machine gun down here at his hip for no power.
Maddie looks like a creepy old lady now.
She doesn't look the same in like any of the pictures. She
Really?
always looks different, and like all through, I've noticed that she doesn't keep the same look.
Somebody said, Jeremy said Nicola looks like Mike the greeter at my local Walmart.
Oh my god.
I like Nicola.
You know what? We should totally cosplay all these heroes one day.
No, we are doing it for Halloween.
I would be a killer.
The Friday stream before Halloween, we are cosplaying, and I'm making all of you guys do it. We're cosplaying as Sata Survival Heroes.
Nero, you're going to be Rusty.
Yeah.
I want to be Lucky.
Okay, make sure you purchase your Happy Meal in advance.
I will. I'll be the prettiest Lucky you've ever seen.
This way, you can make it like a Scott Happy Meal.
I just had a great idea. Let's have a contest for the bunker that everybody cosplays as their favorite hero, and then they send us a picture, and we pick, and we give like some kind of prize, Finn. Can we arrange some kind of prize? Yeah, you do that, and then we'll pick all of the winners. Everybody who supplies a cosplay picture of them, their Halloween costume as a SOS survivor, we'll pick one.
We can set something up.
Oh,
we'll get more details in this
and then we can
coming week.
show all of them on screen, like show them one at a time, everybody's cosplays, and then show the winner. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, Nikki, I know how this works.
What are you laughing at, Lee?
So funny. Like, you were just lit up.
I am. I love little fun things like that.
I'm gonna come as Chef and get my fat suit.
That is my hero. You know I love Chef. Who else could I do instead of Chef?
I think I'm gonna go Ghost.
I like Miho.
I could probably pull a Jared.
I like Miho, though.
Ghost looks like the drug dealer of the party.
Damn straight.
I show up
yeah.
in front of my house. Everyone's going to think I have COVID. And
it'll be fun,
Who's going to dress up like Frank?
No, I feel like, Daedric, you should be Rusty. You look like Rusty. And you
Actually, you know what? Next stream, I will be Rusty.
Next stream is the girl stream.
The one after that, or you know what? I might just photo bomb your stream. Just crash it and come in as Rusty.
All right. If you promise that you're coming in as Rusty, you have to have the no shirt on with the vest. That's the key. If I don't see some nip there, you're just not going. You're not coming in.
Hey, I'll make sure I'll make sure I wear my pump.
Just saying. All right. We're so off topic. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, did you notice they changed the music in the game?
Yes, that's what I was just reading. Somebody said they hate the sound. They hate the sound of the game. It's making them want to quit it.
I'm in the test server. They did another test server, and I haven't changed the settings. My account's all wonky. Some of my stuff's there, and it's all not there. And I got to see the anniversary event, and I'm like playing, and I'm like, it's kind of late, and I'm like, what the fuck is this music? And I'm looking around, I'm looking at my iPad, and it's coming from my fucking phone. And I was just like, oh, sorry, I'm cursing so much. I was like, this is awful.
We're all doing it.
This is awful. This is awful sounding music.
Is it bad? Like, I haven't even heard the music.
So the weird part with it is, like, I really liked the settlement music. The music I found really badass in the game is when you go into the map, because the map music is different from in the settlement music. When you zoom out, I absolutely love the music on the map. It was super badass. The issue I found with the new music is it plays for a couple minutes and then it's complete silence. The music actually completely goes away, and then you have no sound except the sound of whatever's going on in your settlement. And when you zoom out in the map, it's dead silent. Like, the music completely cuts off, and you don't have it anymore until you open an event menu and then go back into the game. One of the things I was wanting to suggest in a couple other, the other game I played, Rise of Kingdoms, does it, is they actually have battle music. So when you send a march somewhere, the music actually changes to this really intense, like, battle orchestra theme. Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Two Steps from Hell, but Two Steps from Hell does a lot of music for video games. So the music would change based off of you doing attacks. And music would change based off of the activity you were doing. It would be really cool, because music's such an essential part of any game experience. If they were to expand the type of music we got or pull from somewhere, because right now, it was Delete said, it's just like, what the hell's this?
Well, I just hit it on play while you guys were talking. I kind of tested it. It is really like it's nice, it's pretty music, but it doesn't seem like it fits what you're playing at all.
That'd be cool if it was a different music. When you sent a march and it was like, oh, you're gonna lose this march music, or you're gonna win this march, and it changed.
You know what would be helpful for that, Delete? How many times do you and I, when we're playing and we're also dealing with kids and we're cooking and we set the phone open on our thing, if you had like an incoming attack music, like, or whatever, just battle music that comes on either when you're sending an attack out or one's yes.
No, she just said that they have kids and everything. So when the battle
tornado siren.
No, baby zombie, baby baby zombie, baby zombie, baby zombie.
No, but like, you know, like a serious. Like,
about to check your phone again, Dad.
Yeah. But then they hear the baby zombie song and everything is fine. You see? You can get away with it.
No.
I'm telling you.
Like Rick Astley.
No. My kids are older. They would be like, really, Mom? What are you playing?
No counting, playing nonstop.
But that would be
SOS
helpful.
just Rickrolling everyone.
I think that would be helpful to hear, like, I have it open and I'll hear like, you know, like a incoming attack sound. I'd be like, oh, let me grab that. Put down my bacon. I would listen to that. I would put the sound on.
The best part is if you did a tornado siren, you could get rid of your family and make them go hide somewhere while you remain in the kitchen, eat all the bacon, and play your game.
Put them in the bunker, as they say.
Ah, there you go.
The bunker!
They need the honk, McVenom. They need the honk.
Stop it, Finn. Colossus just donated £4.99. What does that equal out now? What is that? Like $6?
$12.
Is it?
No, it's like $6.
No, it converts it on your screen.
I don't see it.
Look it on OBS. On the right. Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
I can see it.
Demand 4 pounds of flesh.
Oh, it does. Did you figure that out? Did you do that, Finn?
It did it last time. Remember, we saw that it.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, Stream Elements converts it.
That's pretty cool.
Something. What is it? What's it?
650.
650.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's on the left
Thank you, Cole.
hand side of the stream. Thank you so much, Cole. We appreciate that. Let's see.
Nikki, why are you eating bacon every time you're attacked?
Why aren't you eating bacon every time you're attacked? Because
That's
bacon
a better
is
answer.
awesome. Delete eats bacon all the time too. Mm-hmm. I'm not the only one that eats bacon nonstop.
Yeah.
It's
she starts getting attacked. She sprints to the kitchen. Gotta get my
need
bacon.
some bacon. Oh. I'm usually eating. No, you know what it is. It's usually during CC or a reservoir raid or whatever. It's a Saturday or a Sunday, and that's when I cook bacon. That's when Delete cooks bacon. That's when everybody cooks bacon. Come on. I saw something earlier where Nikki said that she would totally do Ash as a cosplay. Nikki is probably the best person to pull off Ash. I think she would be an awesome Ash.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You guys have already signed you. You're doing Ash and Rusty.
She was pretty much lucky last year for Halloween.
I mean, that's very nice.
You're in trouble.
After
Harley
everything
Quinn.
we've said
Yeah,
about
you're in
Lucky,
trouble.
I just like, oh, God.
You're going to get it.
Yeah, but she did a taste.
Hey, Nikki, we're going to find you behind a back alley of a McDonald's. Better have
Yeah. Trading for Rez. We know what you're trading. Stop.
Oh
Better get your game face on.
my God.
Okay.
The views of Daedric do not necessarily represent the views of Finn or anyone else on this panel. Just throwing this out there,
me.
Nikki. Please don't kill me. Yeah, don't kill Nero either.
Don't. You
Nero's
kill
trying to avoid it
Nero.
here.
Nero's the one to kill. All right. So,
So
okay.
speaking of her killing me, my phone's about to die, so give me 2 seconds. She can tell you all about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So when we're in the first anniversary section now, we have the Survivor sign up. I haven't done it yet. Obviously, you just click in, sign up. It's just a login day thing.
Yeah, it's a 2-week login
2-week
thing,
login,
so.
and you get cake at the end. It looks like pie.
Yeah, you get cake 2 days in like the last 3, and then, yeah.
How much bio total does it look like? What are you laughing at?
If I could just sign into shit and get cake, that would just be so great.
Oh my God.
Give me some cake.
Coming to work, punch in. Here's a piece of cake. It's like,
It's 10 pieces of cake. It's 10 pieces of cake. Not even just one.
Now we really know how to turn into chef. Like, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey Zoltan, my fave. What's up, man?
So in total, you get 300 and 1,000 and another 300. So 1,600 bios by the end of this, and you get 50 pieces of cake.
And we don't know what the cake, right? We're not sure what the cake is.
Well, it's for their like event
Event.
currency or whatever. Yeah. So you'll accumulate the cake. If you click on which one?
Survivor
They're
Feast?
in the description. No, if you click the little eye at the top, it tells you a little bit about the cake, and
Chiefs
then
can
you
get cake via gift for the brave, supplies for the brave, celebration of the brave. Cakes can be used in Legend of the Brave to get rewards. So it's going to be like when we do is it going to be like the paint cans, or is it going to be like what we're doing right now, where we have to trade them in for skins?
Or like the swap for like, you know.
Yeah, that's what I meant, like the swap.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be like the gas cans and the paint cans, I like those because I feel like those rewards are pretty good. Anyway, so you have the sign in, you have the highlight reel. I don't understand this. Somebody explain this to me.
That's their social media promotion. So they have 2 different ones. One is you can submit a picture, and that's the one that shows the Becca one, what is it called? It's the
Precious
spectacular moments. So the spectacular moments is a picture one. So you submit photos, and your photo submissions have a chance of rewarding you with bios and stuff. And I think you have to do it through their Facebook page. The other one, the precious moments, is you submitting videos. So same thing, but with videos instead of pictures. And again, they'll give you bios and stuff. So they're trying to collect things from players to try and put together stuff, I guess. It's like highlights from the past year.
So is this like game moments, or is this like anniversary things? So
I think it's game moments.
We can
They said anything.
game moments. What were you saying, Delete? It cut out.
Dress up moments more than anything. I think they're looking for people to go the extra mile on this.
But don't wear pants.
Yeah.
See, I feel like you guys are just soliciting right now.
Or sure.
Oh, don't worry, Munchie. I am. Don't worry, I am.
What is Munchie saying? Post
the Great Wall of Finn.
Oh yeah. Can you want to send me the picture of that?
You're in the game, aren't you?
I am somewhere. Hold on, let me find it.
You just have to go to our base. There's a Great Wall of Finn.
Oh, there it is. Let's see.
It needs to expand too. It's not done yet. Still got to expand.
Finn, we're gonna put this. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere ridiculous. Here it is. Finn's got all of these towers lined up, and if you guys know, like, what's the point of all these towers? He actually has a method to the madness. Are we revealing that, or are we gonna keep that quiet?
We'll keep it quiet for now. I have to make sure it works. I'm still experimenting because there's some things that I need to check to see if it actually works out, but I'm pretty sure it works.
If it works out, you broke the damn game, Finn. I'm pretty impressed.
I did not break the game.
Well, I meant like you figured it. It's pretty cool if you figured it out. So, anyway, yeah, we should submit that. What would be your favorite moments that you would submit, Delete?
It hasn't happened yet, and I don't want to give it away because then it won't happen.
I know what you're talking about.
Really waiting for it happening.
Daedric, what would be your favorite moment?
1 billion kills.
Do you have the time? Do you have the recording of that when you hit 1 billion? No. Oh, that would be cool.
However, I'm 70 million away from 2 billion, so I could record that.
That would be good.
Whoa.
The highest killer in the game with his 2 billion views. I like it.
You should that you broke 1 billion with and be like, how did it feel? Still in the game. Did you ever rebuild those troops?
I like how the tower wall is triggering people in chat. No one understands what the hell is going on. There's just a wall of towers.
You guys just wait. Don't get triggered by the wall. There is
method. No, get triggered. It amuses me.
There is a method to Finn's madness always. Trust me. Even when it seems tedious and ridiculous, he's going to figure out something that you're going to use every day in your game life later. He does that all the time. Like, the standards are set by someone. All these tricks that we know in game now about how to use things effectively and efficiently, somebody's figured them out. Finn's going to be the person that figures it out for these new states. Trust me.
Furry says I understand it, but it still makes my eye twitch.
It does make my eye twitch too, especially this gap here with this mountain and it not being even on the sides. Like, you didn't.
It goes all the way to the mountain.
Well,
that's where it goes.
No, the mountain.
And
should
the other
be
one
in the
goes
center.
to where.
No, the mountain should be in the center, and then equal amounts of towers on each side.
I'm going to continue it. What makes you think I'm stopping it?
Make like a starburst out from it. I don't
know.
No,
it's going to be a straight line. I'm going through all the way. I hit our refinery, and I'm going to continue past the refinery onto our next one. It's fine.
I'm not sending any troops to these.
That's fine.
What's your favorite scene, Nero? What was your favorite time?
When literally our entire state got together and yeeted Louisiana. Finn touched on it in chat. But that was great.
It was great. And that was the most fun CC we've ever had too, was against Delete. Honestly.
Yeah.
So it was
people
fun.
That like, oh, I had so much fun trying to kick your ass.
It was. And because you were just so much fun to battle because you were just you were Delete the way you are now. So we could chat and laugh and joke about trying to kick you out. It was fun. It's fun when you're friends with the people that you can still be friends with your enemies.
Yeah. Dude, we used to stay up till like 4:00 in the morning. Like, is he asleep yet? Is he asleep? He's in our time zone. He's got to be asleep.
What is this dude going to sleep?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have kids?
What happened to me in the middle of that day? I played golf. I totally just got up and was like, you know what? I'm going to play golf. I was like, this is a mobile video game. I am not going to spend 24 hours straight on this game. Meanwhile, I was checking the entire time, and no one tried to boot me out of that tower. So I came back, and I was just like, everyone was like, hey, so what's going on? And they were like, well, you've been gone. And they were like yelling at me and giving me the third degree. And then I came back, and it was just like let's go. And then that's when it was, that's when everyone was like, oh man, this is happening again. And it was just like, yeah, delete. And other people were like, oh. And then, my credit card was just, was definitely.
It was screaming at you.
We saw your BP slowly dropping. We're like, he's not healing. He's definitely off. Let's go. Then all of a sudden it shoots right back up. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And you know what the worst part about that was? Is we were all in. We were hitting him, and his BP kept dropping. And we were like, okay, one more. He's got to be one more time. And we were just all tired. And we were done. And I think we got into an argument in VC with somebody, you know, who I'm talking about on the other thing. We got into an argument. And we were just like, forget this. We're done. We're over with it. And then Delete came back the next day and was like, one more hit. One more hit and I would have been out. You guys would have got me out with one more hit. And we had given up right as we were about to get him.
That was the punch to the balls right there.
Yeah. Super. I was like, all right, this guy's joining me now. I'm not going to deal with this anymore.
For those that don't know, you can absolutely max out packs in the store. So even if you're buying training bundles just so you can get blank speed ups to help speed up healing your troops, those go away. And then you're just done. So I had one march and nothing else I could buy in the entire game that would help heal my troops whatsoever. And then they just stopped.
We just stopped. We was like, just threw our headphones and we're like done with the game.
2 hours before 4 hours on, and I'm like going and I'm like, Louisiana, I'm like, dude, I'm going to bed. This is insane.
Meanwhile, my eyes are bloodshot. I haven't slept.
I'm jonesing like a methy over here going, just do it one more time.
I'm glued to my phone like this.
I had to charge my phone 4 times.
Clicking help, like heal.
My fingers are bleeding, man. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
That was so much fun. Remember what it was like when there was still an opportunity to actually have a chance?
It was actually a fighting chance. One more hit's worth, one more chance. Oh, it was good times, guys. Sorry we're reminiscing here on the stream, but
sorry that 90% of you have no idea what we're talking about.
90%, yeah. Actually, they know us at this point. I mean, like, we know Daedric's history. You guys know me and Delete's history. They kind of live with us in these things.
The like episode of Walking Dead where they go back 25 years.
The highlight reel. Punch to the balls. Yeah, it was. Geo Rider said, Daedric 2 billion. What makes that great? Then others have 100 or 300 million kills.
Well, if you have $2 billion or $300, what's better? That's what makes that great. He did have a good question, and I wanted to mention it before you get to like Nightbot. I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Good job.
He asked about there's a new hero coming out, and it's a brawler hero, a punchy hero, just to kind of even it all out, because right now you have 7 punchies and 8 of the other 2, stabby and shooty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God, this is becoming a thing. I'm actually glorifying this right now.
It's just like spamina. We all say spamina now. Like, I know everybody in our alliance says it now.
It is spamina though.
It's spamina.
I mean, well, it totally is. Basically,
2020
her stats
has been a
basically she looks like a woman Wolverine. She's got like wrenches on her hands, like underneath. It's pretty cool. She's got her skills are pretty strong. She's going to basically just displace Ernie. Ernie's still going to be good because of the protection that he provides, but she's a much better attacker. So it's going to be interesting to see where she is now compared to where she ends up being. And just as you know, if you don't know, any new hero is going to be better than any old hero. It's just the way it is. So that was Geo Rider's question. So I want to address that.
Okay. Speaking of the
side question.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I ask one side question? I have a limited number, just being on the new state and stuff. Is that the first female punchy hero?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. No, it's not.
I've noticed
it's not.
I haven't seen any others so far, because the only ones I have are like Rusty and Nicola and Wolf. right now.
No, who is it? Is it Miho or Zoe Punchy?
Ash. Sin is saying Ash.
Ash is
Okay.
Punchy. Yeah, it's one of the 3
we don't
ladies.
have Ash yet, so okay.
Okay, so
speaking of heroes, sorry.
No, I was just wanting to get over this. So before we get into the heroes, really big, but go ahead. What were you going to say about the heroes?
Oh, what about Basil?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Accidentally releasing him, and a couple people. I don't know if they actually, because there were a couple of people that actually just hit and got him out of a search randomly in our state.
We saw it. We saw them get him.
I don't know if they took him away though.
So look at this.
Took him away sometime.
Here I have Basil on the stream. Basil. I still have 1 of 10 of his frags there.
Ooh.
So
wow.
I don't know what's going on with this. If I thought they had given him and then taken him away, but I still have him. So what's up with that?
They're probably just going to leave it then. It was sort of like me getting the Haunted Mansion skin. It was like, oh, you got him. We didn't want to take him away, but...
So Vivo said in 89 they took him away. And then Jeremy said in 130 they still have him.
Yeah.
And then Zoltan also said he has one. So I don't know what's going on with that. Does anybody else know anything? Daedric, Finn, have you read anything?
Yeah, so there was a thing with him where people in old states were changing their language settings to Arabic. And so Basil was actually showing up when you changed your language setting to Arabic. So
What?
the entire main screen of your game would change. You would actually get an event to get Basil specifically. And there was a whole event that went along with him. So people who were using the Arabic setting had glitched access to him because they were logging in a different language setting.
Wow, that's interesting.
So
that's a whole...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's good if you can read Arabic, but...
I mean, does that mean that in different areas of the world, they're releasing things sooner than in other places? I mean, we already know that some places get it a little bit sooner, but...
No, like we never had Basil, however you want to pronounce it. But states who didn't have Basil were logging in with Arabic, and some people were reporting having the event and being able to get the hero, whereas the people in the same state who were not under Arabic setting never had the hero ever show up.
Wow.
So it's the same thing too for like when you're talking about the skin glitches too. I'm the only one in the entire state 42 as the Halloween skin.
Nice.
I happen to be the only one who bought it during the hour that it was released.
And they let you keep it.
Yeah. So it was the same thing, right? Like for people who got Basil, is they did shut it down. So some people were able to take advantage and keep the hero, and some people didn't get him at all.
So some people got him and got to keep him.
There's definitely a side to, basically being around reset, because reset is like, okay, hey, all the new cool stuff comes out. Let's get it.
Get it before they find out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting into like the store early to go get like the new toys or whatever, So I don't know. It's definitely worth paying attention to certain times of the game. Might want to actually restructure our trap around, even though
around
it doesn't
reset. That's what I think too. Nero, did you get him?
No. You kidding me? I'm not lucky.
You're on the stream. You have to be lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not lucky. He's just charming and funny, so he gets on the stream. Plus, I like his girl. Ziglet. Hi, Ziglet. Aw. Ziglet streams with us on Tuesday nights. He's awesome. So, the other thing is, gosh, can we please get through these? I am so ready to get through this. Okay. Special missions. Does anybody know what this is? Finn, did you read this? What is this going to be?
There's the special missions. I wasn't able to click on a lot of the other
I'm
stuff.
not. It just says event hasn't started yet. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So I don't have any other additions.
If you look at like the icon there, it looks like it might be something like on like an intel thing, like a special intel missions, or maybe
you can go into the eye and kind of see some details.
It doesn't
but
say
it's
anything
not...
about the.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that one. So.
Oh,
Rescue.
in the test state, there's a different intel mission where it gives you film fragments, and if you collect enough of them, you get like I guess it's like either, I haven't collected enough of them, but it's apparently supposed to be like a backstory kind of video that kind of gives you more about the.
Oh, that's right. Somebody told me about that. It's like Emmy just said, it was a statewide like plague zone thing, cooperative statewide thing. So cool.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. New content coming in the game is actually pretty cool. It's basically it's a in the test server, it's 4 different HQs, so 4 different alliances basically trying to take out a giant plague zone. That's super strong. You know, like it will take you a full day to just kind of go through a couple things, really. The event is in the test server, so I'm trying to see if there's anything on there that I can kind of go ahead and
what's this Moments of the Brave thing gonna be?
Moments of the Brave. So that is.
It says, "Come check out the monument of your great events or great." What does it say? Of your great achievements.
Oh yeah. See, even in the test server, that says data not found.
Oh, so interesting. Okay. Well. So we have a question. I have Wolfie at 70. Is it worth it to take it to 80 or push up the new heroes? Nero, do you want to answer our question?
Yes.
This was from Jose Palominos. I have Wolf at 70. Is it worth it to take him to 80 or push up the new heroes?
I had Wolfie, however you say it, at 70, and then the new heroes came out, and I just completely left him alone, and I'm pretty happy with that decision. Like Dee said, the new heroes are always going to be better than the older heroes. Mm-hmm. So if you have newer heroes, I would definitely pump them up before Wolf.
Yeah. Delete, Daedric, you guys you would agree with that probably.
Yeah. I mean, Wolf's not bad. It's not awful. I think for a while he was actually my trap infantry hero. So I mean, it's not the worst investment. It really does depend, because I think the largest thing is the hero XP books get tougher and tougher to get, and the newer heroes, they get to 80, it's like 1.4 million.
Oh my gosh, so much.
Lot of hero XP books to burn through. So
you need a hero that
spend wisely.
Yeah, if you're going to invest those books, you want somebody who's a very versatile hero that you can use in a bunch of different situations. And I don't know that Wolf is going to be my top one for a lot of things. He's just very key for some things. What would you say, Daedric?
So I'll answer your question, but my words of advice for heroes, for anybody, pay to play or free to play, is we've been seeing the trend now, people only getting them to 70 and stopping. And that actually goes to Delete's point, is the amount of time and investment required to get from 70 to 80 specifically is so large. You actually have a much easier chance of getting every hero in your arsenal to 70 with those remaining XP books. And keep in mind, too, that there's a difference between hero level and rank. The rank of the hero upgrades their stats. The level of the hero only increases march capacity. But if you look at how much it increases march capacity, it's actually very small. So if you look at a hero level 70 versus a hero level 80, you're getting such a small increase in your march, it's actually hardly even noticeable. So you should actually stop at 70 if you have other heroes you want to invest in. And that's speaking to people who are struggling getting the skill book or the XP books versus people just paying for content. Now, to answer your question regarding someone like Wolf is a great wall defender.
Yeah.
So it offers an excellent boost for players who, again, both free to play or pay to play. Nemki, for example, Nemki had Wolf on his wall for defense at one point. I'm not sure if he does it anymore, but he did because Wolf offered a health boost, and it was quite significant. So, even looking at heroes who are older generation, yes, the new heroes will always be better, but you're going to have certain heroes that you will continue to use for certain things, like wall defense versus, offensive marches versus rallies. And we know now today too, the legendary heroes no longer require legendary skill books. The skills level up automatically with their rank. So you're actually saving quite a bit of money now versus, months ago.
Yeah. Even though skill books still show up in packs and bundles.
Yeah.
Kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So 70 is kind of where it's at. Going all the way to 80 is like great, but it's not enough to turn the tide in a rally on rally march.
Yeah.
You know what? That's
actually, you guys, this is maybe like a little bit of a newbie question, but I think you guys have been playing, a lot of you guys, in the newer ones. So the hero training area, right? So I use the vouchers to get Wolf. I haven't unlocked him yet. I'm waiting for State of the Survival of the Fittest to use his frags and try to get credit for that. But I'll have Wolf unlocked. But I only have the 10 frags to get him unlocked. So he's going to go in my hero training area, which levels him up based on my heroes. I'm not going to be able to rank him. I can get his skill books not very high because I don't have him ranked up. So is he, I wanted him unlocked just for having him, right, just to see how he works, and I have some general frags that I could use in order to at least level him up, I think, to open up the skills.
Right.
Is he worth it, or like what does the ranking provide for the hero? Because I'm not going to be able to, once he's in the hero training area, right, he's going to be leveled up. What does the rank provide besides just the ability to level him up?
So the rank basically increases the stats. So once you get to basically pass major and their ability to wear hero gear, once you go past major into like the colonel levels, then it gets to where you're at max stats on top of everything else, and then you can go to skill level 5. So that's what that provides: the ability to level them, but also the ability to just crack their max potential as far as the statistics that they provide you.
Okay. Yeah, so because I was trying to figure out what exactly I would want to do, so okay, that helps.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what I would do with them.
It's very weird. I stopped putting my heroes in there because then it was like I couldn't do anything, and there was the cooldown, and it was just like, all right, maybe and then it was like, all right, I'm not buying enough Sarge because it takes the level of your lowest hero out of the 3, and for me in our state in 359 it was Sarge. Everything was getting to 60, but it almost didn't seem like the 60 really carried over to everything.
I agree.
It didn't take like $1 million or $1 million BP hero to 4 million. It didn't do it. So it was kind of a weird thing. But I didn't.
I don't use it either.
Yeah, I didn't.
Where I found the benefit is that it increases the rally size. So the rally size does get affected by it. So like my other marches can hold more troops. So that's the main reason I'm using it right now. But I haven't seen them, to your point, I haven't seen them actually be effective in any other way. I still use my top 3, and I have my 4th, which I leave in there, but I take her out and level her up and kind of rotate her through a slot in Maddie. So I'll level her up and rank her up, but she's usually in my training spot for the most part. But she is getting some love outside of it.
Maybe it's just that. It's not exactly for rank. It's basically just for, if you have the 3 training heroes at 80, then you don't have to get them to 80. You rank them up. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the way to utilize the hero training facility, which would actually be pretty good, because then if it's your lowest hero and you don't have to waste the XP once they're already ranked to, the hero XP books, once they're already ranked, then it makes sense, because then you get the best of both worlds.
No, I think it's excellent. You you level up your 3 up to 70 or whatever, and then you rank up your other heroes and then put them in the training academy, and then you have them, once they're ranked up, you have them at the levels that your top 3s are at.
Yeah.
So I like the academy. It's kind of confusing at first. I agree. Like, as far as what do I do with it? What's the best way to do this? But I think it's a cool feature that we don't have on the old states that I wish we had.
Yeah. So just to kind of explain further, for all the people that aren't playing in the new states. Basically, your
them.
hero facility starts off with 3 heroes. For me, it was Sarge, Maddie, and Lucky. So as you rank up those 3, say if I take them all to 80, anyone that I put in like the training facility, and as you go up in HQ levels, it starts off with, you can put 3 heroes in there, and then you can put 4 heroes and 5, and so on and so forth. Now I can put basically every hero I have in there. The capacity is so large, and I think I'm at a level 25 or 26 HQ.
Yeah, you unlock all of them at 30.
So now it's like, if I go ahead and just I spend 0 XP books on Wolf, and I have him at 70 rank wise, to the ability to get him to 70 rank wise, and everyone else.
You mean level?
8, right, level. If I have him and I put him in there, I no longer have to spend any XP, hero XP, to get the full benefit of him at max power, because the rank is determined by how many frags you use, and then the XP is determined by how much hero training, or how much your hero training of the 3 trainees, I think they call them, or trainers.
Instructors.
Yeah, instructors, that's it. So this way you don't have to waste that XP or utilize it. But there is like a cooldown if you pull them out, because you can't rank anyone up when you have them in there. And once you pull them out, it's a 24-hour cooldown, so you have to wait. So if you're doing it during an event, you have to keep that in mind. If you're going to use frags or just buy frags, you have to pay attention to it. Very useful. And probably as a free to play, it's probably it's going.
I agree. And Sin explained it pretty well, which is why I wish Sin would stay with us on 359. He's very good at the game mechanics and breaking them down. He said, so pretty sure the way it works is, say you have 3 trainer heroes at 80, at level 80. Like mine, pretend mine are high. I have mine at 60, 50, and 58. You can see them there. But if you have them at level 80, the ones you want to share XP at 3 stars, but only 42 level, it's going to then fully benefit your hero to 70 level. So if I have 3 of them, and my lowest one is at 70, and then my other are very low level, but I have them ranked up, and I want to get that level XP, I can put them in here, and it'll level them up to the ones at my top 3. It's kind of you have to play around with it a little bit. I'm still playing around with it. I have all of the ones I'm not using in there, but I think it's a cool feature. All right, so that was one of the questions. Finn, will you pull Nightbot questions, Finn?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Were there any other things that we were going to talk about?
I had a choice.
Were there any other things that we were going to talk about for the update? Like, did anything else happen? Like, I saw some of these other maintenance, the temporary fix on the maintenance problem. They had to go back in and fix something. Did anything happen with that? Was it just tweaking something?
I didn't see any update about it.
They didn't say anything.
And I was kind of trying to look in the State of Survival Discord, and the only thing I saw was like the March stuff. And the March stuff was still an issue afterwards, so I'm not entirely sure what they did. So.
I don't know either. So, okay. Someone's got to give me puppy dog eyes at this point for me to come back. Nero, hit him with some puppy dog eyes.
He's not going to like that. He's definitely going to leave the game for that.
Okay.
Don't leave.
Don't leave, man. So that's it. So when I have a question though for these new states. When are the new heroes expected to come out? Does anybody know with what the cadence is for the release of the new heroes?
No, because it was wonky at 125. It was
it was. Remember they released Wolf and then they cut him off short.
Yeah, exactly. And it was the same thing. Yeah, Wolf was awful. Trish was awful. It was just like, what's going on here? And then it was like we were straight to vouchers. So then that was the way that they kind of like solved the problem, was to get, I think Miho vouchers were the first ones to come out.
Yep.
You could use them on like Jeb, Nicola, Trish, and it was just like, okay, that's how you want us to rank them up. But it was like, the dailies was like, so
right.
I don't know. Part of me thinks that they kind of do it on like spending, but I have no idea.
Maybe it's state intel. Do you know, Daedric? Do you know the cadence for releasing the heroes?
Yeah. So what you have to base it off of, and this is why it's wonky. We only really started to see full sets of generations of heroes when Ash, Miho, and Zoe came out. Everyone before that was released not as a set. Like they made it seem like a set. So Jeb, Trish, and Wolf were made to feel like a set, but they weren't, because it was such a wonky way in which they were released. They actually offset each other quite a bit, and then as you guys experienced, they also got cut off short. So the only true set of generation we've seen starting was Zoe, Miho, and Ash. So we're looking at 2 to 3 months in between generations of heroes, because they're already talking right now about releasing another set of Legendary with Plasma 4 and 5. And so we would base that 2 to 3 months based off of when Zach, Ernie, and Jarrett were released. So we'd be looking at late fall for Plasma 4, 5, and the new gen.
Okay.
So, the issue with that, just when we're talking about players, saving and, who do I rank up and who do I use frags on, that's what makes this game so tricky. Because, let me put it this way. If a player were to create an account today in State 42, as an example, they would get the benefit of everything's on sale, because all the packages are on a discount and promotion. So they'd be saving 75% on maxing out on, Chief gear, hero gear. They wouldn't have to worry about any other heroes but the new ones. Why do I need any of the purple if I can just get right now Zach, Ernie, and Jarrett max them out? So there is actually a benefit if a player chose to join an older state, because older states, even 125, are in a position where you're actually getting massive savings by joining an older state. The only downside, of course, is activity, and the state itself has already went through its energetic timeline, so to speak. With the new states, and even now for players who've had an account, delete, Venom, you guys in 125 who have been playing since your state opened, you're in a tougher position, because now it's a matter of, new plasma's coming out, new heroes are coming out, but you've already put so much in. How much more are you willing to give? And, I kind of realized that with myself, going, if I would have just let a state be open for 6 months and started the game in a state that was 6 months old, would I have actually done better based off of money spent and, getting an account to a good place without all the extra fluff? That's what gets us right now. And I think that's what a lot of people are talking about in the Discords, is we've got a lot of extra material in our backpack. You save on that if you strategize when you join a state, what state you join, how old it is, the type of player you're going to be, all that jazz. I'm not going to be very invested in the 3 new heroes. I don't have the capacity, let alone the energy, to want to do a new set of legendary heroes. Plasma maybe, right? Because Plasma will stop at some point. They're only going to go so high and they will cut it off, but heroes, you're going to get 3 new ones, 3 new ones, 3 new ones. Yeah. And that could happen 10 times in the span of a year.
Yeah.
Right now I'm sitting at 23 heroes. The only one I'm missing is Basil, because he wasn't released in our state. But, let's say a year from now, there could be 60. But I'm stuck on Gen 4 or Gen 5, and there's people at Gen 9, right? There's only so much you're going to put in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. You get burnt out trying to get the new shiny all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like, isn't it? That's what Jesus, that's what Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where it's just like you're constantly kind of going after the new lineup.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's actually why I quit Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I got burnt out on always not being able to play with what I have and enjoying the teams that I had, always having to chase a new meta and not, it was always a new meta. There was always a new meta. So right when I got a chance to get the new meta that I was excited about that took me a little bit longer to get, I couldn't play them. Yeah. And I couldn't enjoy that joy of getting them after a long, hard work to get them because there was a new meta out and I had to chase that one. And that's
what happened to me in 125. I got all the Trinity.
Me too.
To max them all out, and then literally the next day they released the new heroes, and I almost threw my phone.
Yeah. Well, I'm at the point now where I'm at like holding on at 70s with them because why? Even at max, they're not going to beat the new heroes. So if they're working good for me at 70s, why am I investing in them more? Because I would have went further, but now with the new heroes out, now I don't want to. I'm like, you know,
it's boring as hell. But like all of my heroes that were like basically, you know, all the newest heroes that I have basically gone to the point where I'm using 10 XP books so I can satisfy my dailies, and then I'm running explorer missions, which take forever. And I'm like not even paying attention on my phone. And I'm just running explorer missions. And I still, like, the amount of bread that you get every day is just...
Why don't they put it auto?
You don't use it for anything.
No.
So we have so many games that we play that have an autocomplete, that auto-completes the mission, whether you're going to fail it or win it. It'll tell you. You hit the button and it says you failed it or you won it, but it's instantaneous. Why don't they do that with the explorer missions? I just don't understand it.
In Swaga, it was like it cost you like a little bit more or something like that to auto it, or you got
it cost you a sim ticket. So they had a different currency there designed to specifically automate things. So it was a sim ticket. And
but you can
there
get
was
sim
a
tickets
condition.
Through the Alliance. Yeah.
Yes, but there was a condition, right, for the autoing, and the autoing condition was that you 3-starred the actual combat, and so they would have to define something because there's really no quality of victory in the explorers. So the auto wouldn't necessarily work because you would have to somehow make it so that it's not just a straight up auto. Because you could always say, well, I normally win these, but I have to kind of control my mobs or my heroes, and maybe I have to move them around. And if that's required, then you're not going to be able to auto.
No, Finn,
but
remember,
you're going to say...
remember Tactical Monsters does it. They do an auto. Remember with was it the mine or whatever? It's the same concept where you were moving your stuff around, or you could
But
put
the
it
mine
on
is
auto.
different. But the mine is different because the mine in Tactical Monsters, you never controlled your units. You set the troops, and AI controlled both sides.
Right. You hit auto, and it would control it.
So if it's AI on both sides, then the result is determined as soon as you hit play, and then you can do it.
Gotcha.
If there's ever any control, there needs to be a level of some kind that you have to hit, a threshold, which isn't there for Explorer missions right now. And then you could use that in order to determine like whatever it is. And then you could say, yeah, if you get the 3-star on this one, then you can just go ahead and auto the battles over and over again. So it is one missing condition as it currently stands with the explorers if they wanted to move to an auto type of format.
What if they just did it as if you've completed that mission prior, that you can auto click the old ones? Like
that'd be nice.
You know, if you've made it to that and you've beat it, then you should be able to go back and beat it again with a one click.
Yeah. I mean, it's especially in this game where everything basically happens instantaneously. That is the only thing that is a prolonged response. You know,
you all just need to use your bread. That's all I got to say. I use up all my bread all the time. All you people with your bread.
Nobody else has time to use up all that bread. My gosh,
you people with all your bread. Use your bread.
How long do they take? To be honest, how long does a high level explorer mission take? What, 2-3 minutes?
It takes.
No, I hit auto. I go in there and hit auto and just let them complete.
But how long does it take?
Yeah, it's somewhere about 2 minutes.
Okay.
You know, especially like I'm at the absolute end level 12, last mission, and it takes me 2 minutes. And it's the only one that kind of gets me the hero XP books that I want, and gets me the basically as much stuff from it picking up from the garbages and whatever, it's if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it, but I needed every hero in there to be Gen 4 and max in order to be able to kind of just push auto and let it do it by himself.
Somebody math for me.
There's a timing issue though, and so I do agree with you. There's a timing issue. I think it has to do more though. What I've noticed is their 3x thing, right? It's nice when you're inside of the wave, but each one has 3 different waves, and there is a gap still between those waves, and you lose more time in that gap than you lose anything else.
You mean when they're walking and running to the next thing?
When they're walking and running, but if you look at the top of the Explorer, right, they have the 3 different parts to it. Exactly, and they send a different wave of troops for each of those. So there's a gap between those that they could then accelerate as well with the timer. Right now, it doesn't feel like it. I'll clear out the first set of troops, and then it feels like a normal gap. And then I'll get the next set of troops, and they'll accelerate through it, and then it feels like a normal gap. So if they get rid of that,
and the run was you had to do it at 1x. You couldn't speed it up. And I was, oh my God, I'm ready to gouge my eyes out.
Oh, terrible.
Somebody math
it takes an hour.
And the other thing is you don't get the 3x on the run through.
Not for nothing, but if they made it like an old school 80s arcade game, like Double Dragon or something like that, where you had a little more interaction besides push on this dot, and if you put anything there, you can't actually move around anymore. If they actually made it a little bit better, it could be pretty cool. But instead, it's just no, this is just, I want you to stare at this, and I want you to pay for everything you get right now because of this. And it's just
All right, Finn.
I'll just be watching a movie and click.
I'm gonna do something special.
It still won't. I can't focus enough to do it. So that's what I'm asking. I have 2,555 bread right now. If each one takes me let's say 2 minutes, even 2 minutes, how long will it take me in minutes to clear out all that?
Years, because you will fall asleep.
I will. I'll drop the phone on my face. I have a mark from the other night already.
Don't forget, too, after you do a certain amount, you'll trigger a tip-off, so then you can use it in higher volume, and I love them tip-offs. So then you can do the tip-off, and that gives you 4 times the usage, but it does take you actually a little bit longer, but you'll get more out of your bread with the tip-offs.
It's also 6 times the size, too. And it used to be where you had to dump stuff out of your backpack.
Yeah. Yeah. Finn, you missed that.
Yep, I don't need that. I collect everything.
Esther, do you want bread or do you want food?
It was awful. It took forever having to prioritize things.
But I think what they need to do, so there's 2 parts that I've noticed, and you guys are right, the Explorers do take a while. I don't let it accumulate, so I don't have the same issue. But the issue is that between the different waves in the battles against the mobs before you get to the boss, the acceleration doesn't really impact the gap, it feels like. The other part too, most of the Explorer mission is you running through the entire thing. And that part is not accelerated. So if they accelerate that, because you can put that on auto, you should be able to 3x that. 3x the run, the picking of the equipment, and then run it, you'll be able, that's the majority of the time that you're basically spending. You'll basically cut that 2-minute Explorer into a minute at that point.
It should be like an 8x. In order to be mad.
Then accelerating it even more, I think, would be better. Yeah, I'm with you. They need to accelerate certain parts.
Either I win it or I don't. The outcome's already been determined. So it's not like it's that randomized where it's you'll get actually I will tell you that in Explorer missions sometimes the boss will change. Because then it's
yeah, you'll get that mind-bending boss.
Yeah,
I hate her. She's the worst.
The hammer down.
She does this and she controls all the other zombies.
Yeah, you're trying to chase her around.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah. Run.
My favorite is the one that eats the other zombies to get his energy back. He throws them back out. I think
I like the spitting one. The spitting one is the best.
Well, yeah, he's the scariest, but I just like the big blubbery ones that are just
the scariest. He's my favorite one because he just kind of walks over and then he spits on one particular spot. So you just move your infantry hero and nothing happens.
Yeah,
and then you just wait for him again, then you just move him back. It's just back and forth.
The other aggravating,
that big, huge one that walks so slow.
Yeah, and the big old meaty arm.
So slow.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
That one I hate.
The other really cool one is the one that's like a mouth trap, and he opens up and he goes blah, like that, and then he regens and he runs back, and you have to get him. I like him too.
The test server has like a new monster, and it's like, you know, like the monster that like guards a facility. It looks like a big spider. Spider is now an explorer mission, so I was like, oh, okay,
well, that's cool.
Something that I'm not like, oh.
See, I wish they would do more with like the zombies thing. That would be cool because all of us like zombies.
They need flying zombies.
Oh, what a level 5 infected looks like.
What is wrong with you, Nero?
That'd be sweet.
Flying zombies.
Why not?
Okay, was there any questions? I feel like I missed one that didn't have a question mark in it.
I'll get the questions. But I did something special for you, McVenom.
Oh.
Because you were asking for it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is for Sin.
You look ridiculous. Puppy dog eyes for Sin to come back to 359.
Yeah.
How could you say no to that, Sin?
It's impossible.
No.
Doesn't work for him.
You with the puppy dog and then Daedric with his kitties running across the screen. I thought one of those kitties was going to pull a Matthew and put his butt in your face. It looked like it.
I tried. I tried.
Okay.
Nope, not working. Oh, you know, that's strong. That was a strong game right there.
Somebody had asked, I can't remember. I can't remember who it was. They didn't put question in front of this, but they had joined. It looked like they might have been a new user or a new joiner. Abner Dune, that's what it is. He said, "Interesting discussion. How long have you all been playing?" So
Abner's one of our Swelgo viewers.
That's awesome, Abner. Thank you for joining, and thank you. I don't know if you're picking up SOS, but if you do, let us know. Come join us on 359, and we'll help teach you. But
and don't take your HQ to beyond 6. Don't take your HQ beyond 6. We've had so many people that are like, I got my HQ to 10. How do I get to your state? Like, no.
They changed that though.
Stop at 6.
Honestly,
no. They changed that.
Can you go?
You can't even jump now.
You can't jump now.
You can't. Even if you, because I honestly, look at this. This is how many states I'm in right now because I cannot. Yeah, look, I've got all these Tits McVenoms roaming around like crazy pack of wolves. It's because I tried starting over and tried to jump and didn't put them past 6, and I couldn't jump with them. Like I would.
So now you just have to create it directly in the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't delete.
You have to do the direct state creation. Okay.
You can't delete
because they had a thing where if you created a settlement in a state that you got like this coin or something that allowed you to jump.
Yeah.
And when I created one of my settlements, I wanted to jump, so I went to a different state and hit relocate, and it said I needed this coin, this like relocator coin. And I went in and asked the customer service and all these other people, and they're like, yeah, they used to have that, but now they just recently got rid of it. So now it still says I need the coin, but I can't get one.
Yeah, it still asks you for the coin, even though it's not even a thing anymore. That's like the tab or what coming soon or whatever that games like to kind of drop in there that never really come out.
So that was the whole idea on migration. Is that coin you were talking about, buying a pack in order to migrate? That was the whole intention. Is having a pass of some kind, and that's the other game I was playing. You would buy a certain amount of passports, and the cool thing, and actually, Venom, I'll send it to you. There was the game developers actually posted a guideline on how many passports you had to buy based on your account. So the higher your BP was, and based on how long you'd been playing, actually costed you more passports than another player.
Oh.
So you actually would pay based off of your account.
Your strength.
Yes, which is a really cool idea, because one of the questions I think in one of the other streams was, people who are maxed out or people who pay more should have a more expensive migration pass than free-to-play players. That's actually accurate. That's very accurate, because if you have a max account who's going to go to another location, they're going to put a power imbalance in that state. So you need to have some guidelines around what it costs them to move. So it's actually interesting, Nero, I did not know about the coin because I've never had another account or tried to move, but that whole concept is exactly what migration is. You're actually buying a coin or a passport, but based on the guidelines of the other game, and Venom, again, I'll send it to you, it was actually a cost based off of your account specifically.
Yeah. Send that to me so that we can send it in to put it on our...
Yeah, the ability to do it in the game is there. It's the wherewithal to allow it at that point. And I think they just should. I think there has to be some limitations, like you can't go to a state that doesn't have all the heroes that you have, maybe, because then that's just a complete, unfair advantage there. But
yeah, you're going to annihilate them.
Yeah, but hey, they have the opportunity to leave too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, just just have some of your restrictions on there, like your qualifications have to be met in some way, and I think it would work. I think they're going to figure it out soon.
But then you'd run into the problem of people in newer states jumping to older states, and I think that should have like a max amount of players within a state. Otherwise, all these newer players are going to jump to the older states, get everything they can, and jump back.
I was talking to my buddy about the game, and he goes, it should be like, the state would have to vote to get you in. Like certain amount of people would have to vote and like allow you to kind of come in. Say you have someone that's just like a giant a-hole, and you're like, you know what? Maybe we just need to grab somebody else's big boss and to fight this a-hole, and just, now we've got a shot, and it was just like, oh, that's kind of an interesting thing. You like vote to allow someone into your state.
Statewide poll.
Seriously, like in-game mail. We're like, we've got this 300 million BP player that wants to come in. Is that okay? Well, let me go ahead and in chat game them to see what's going on, because you can chat with anyone throughout the game.
Yeah.
You can search for them, and you can really kind of talk to whoever you like. So there's so many facets that would allow this to just basically, like Daedric said, it's like, donating, or kind of, donating to King's Group to get the new heroes is kind of like, meh, why would I do that? Like where is the need for that? But if you were going into something else, it might reinvigorate you to be like, oh, all right, it's game on again. This has been dead for so long. New content, to happen all at the same time might be enough to kind of really increase the spend of people that have spent. So that'd be cool. That would be really cool.
So Nero, if you have a Discord, I'll send it to you as well. The guidelines, and actually I'll go into the game tonight. I'll take a couple photos of the guidelines they have on quite a bit of their content, because again, the game is by Rise of Kingdoms is by Lilith Games, very large game company. But I'll take screenshots, and Venom will send them to Nero. If you have Discord, I'll send you Delete if you want to see them. But the perfect thing is, because it's already built, and a lot of game developers in the App Store already, I'm going to use the word copy, but it's not always a copy, because there's some spin-off that they use to make it unique to their game, but I'll just use copy for the sake of the conversation. Many companies already copy content from other apps. So it's not a new concept. People are already doing it. So because this content's already built, and there's a game that's really successful already doing it, I'm gonna provide that to you. And King's Group actually just started doing VIP membership. So I'm not sure if any of you are aware of this. King's Group just started handing out VIP membership status to players in State of Survival. I just got an in-game mail the other day. Geo Rider from State 29 just got an in-game mail the other day. Scorn got an in-game mail.
It's for VIP 12, right?
Yeah. No, so this VIP membership, I think, is based off of a couple other pieces besides that. They didn't really specify what the qualifications were to be a VIP member, but I think it has to do with time in game, money spent, and a couple other pieces. But we get exclusive access in Discord to a Discord personnel who can provide feedback and ideas directly to the developers. So one of the thoughts was I was going to screenshot you guys, but I'll submit that as well through that membership connection I have and see what the developers say. Because, with something already built, I can see something really good coming out of that. But again, the developers watching, I've mentioned Rise of Kingdoms so many times in these streams. I highly encourage a developer, if they have not already, to create an account in Rise of Kingdoms just to see the bountiful content that the game has, because you can really mimic a lot of that in State of Survival and just really enhance a lot of the in-game experience for players.
Well, we've said it 1,000 times. Why reinvent the wheel when you can just somebody else has already invented it? Let's just pick those brains. You're not having to copy everything, but you can take ideas. You can use the ideas.
Just the clarification. The coin thing, I just said coin because I couldn't remember what it was called, but Sweet Addict in chat said it was called the Rookie Relocator.
Yes, that's So I remember that. So I saw Nikki say that it's up as long as you have been under 5 days, you can still do it. So did they take that out?
I don't know about that because I made the account and I tried to change within that week. I don't know if it was in 5 days, but it still wouldn't let me.
I think so too, because when I made these, and yes, Durgan, there's 4 McVees running around there. He's like, oh my gosh. And they're all half of them are nuns, because that's my thing. I like to be a nun in game. But yeah, you can see this one, I started this one first, and that's when we thought it was under 10, and it wasn't under 10. It had to be 6. So then I started this one, and I know that it was within 5 days. It was in a day. I tried to make it right afterwards. Cause you can see I went 356 to 358 and then 359. But my problem is, why can't I delete these? I want to delete them out.
Yeah. I have so many stacked up there that I just haven't used. I'll go in every once in a while and see how bad I was demolished by everyone else in the state, but I just want to get rid of them, and there's no delete button for anything.
So you want to hear something else really creepy and funny? And I'm still trying to figure out? Oh, I'm sorry, delete. What did you say?
No, I'm a big advocate of having a delete button.
I never changed the name on this one. And it's changed now to Survival Tits, and I have no idea how it changed.
You drank it too much that night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. I'm not even going to lie. It does happen. I do have these moonshine cherries over here. But I don't know how that changed. And I'm like, is somebody into my account? Did they change something? Did a mod maybe go in there? And, can they change things for me if they didn't like my name?
No. So the only people, this part I do know, the only people who have access to your account directly are the IT technicians and the developers themselves. I'm going to refer to the issue where I lost my troops months and months ago. An individual had actually gone into the account physically and removed the troops. They actually had to access my profile, physically remove the troops from the account. And so when I logged in, the BP was gone and the troops were gone. Right. And obviously that was restored because I was not at fault, and it was an error on the developer side. But developers have the ability to go in and make alterations. Even when this VIP mail was sent out, one of the things I had to do was authenticate that it was me on Discord, the person in game who got the mail. I had to verify the amount of biocaps I had in my account. Well, the way they would check that is to log into my profile and see that I had that amount of biocaps.
Wow.
So they absolutely have the ability to make alterations.
So then I did that at some point and just don't remember it.
That's a scary thing, because it's I don't know. It's like a Big Brother watching kind of thing, where they can basically turn and be like, oh, yeah, you're right at the crest of spending a little bit more. Our algorithm says that you could be a whale spender, so we're going to go ahead and just tweak and add a little less research time to your major competitor, just kind of like make you go over a little bit more.
You know? Oh, that would be
genius.
So, to get back, we're answering a question. We do this. This is why we go over. There's no way we would ever stay within 1 hour because we go off on all these tangents. Then we talk and talk and talk on all these other things. We were actually addressing one comment from one question. I think it was Abner asked how long we've all been playing. And this is where we got on this long tangent.
I am at 206 consecutive days. I don't know if I've done anything else in my life for 206 days besides go to the bathroom.
So, yeah, Delete, myself, and Nero are probably around the same time. We all started in 125 together. Around 200, I think I started in March, the end of March, or mid-March, somewhere around there of, yeah, it was like that. It was like that. So we've been in 125. We're also in 359. Finn just started very recently. Like
what was it, episode 11? Whatever episode 11 was. So what are we on now? 20? So 9 weeks?
Are we on episode 20?
No.
No, we're not.
No.
I actually started in 170.
Oh.
And yeah, I started in 170 and there I'm an idiot and I didn't listen to Nikki because she told me I can change states before HQ 10 and for whatever reason I didn't take that to heart, so I got to like level 12 and I was like, so what state are you in? She was like 125. I'm like, it's not letting me jump. She goes, you idiot. I said before level 10.
I can hear her saying that too.
Oh yeah, so I had to restart in 125.
Yeah, I can hear her. It's so funny to hear you guys fight in RR. So Finn's been.
She's way smarter than I am. So.
Wow, 304. Yeah, if you're in chat, go ahead and shout out how long you've been in game.
Oh yeah, definitely tell us the days. So Daedric, how many days have you been in?
Wow.
Around 305, so 10 months.
Yeah.
And then I think if Silver Wolf was here, he would say roughly a couple months before you, maybe a month before you. Because he was state 20.
About a month.
And then Scorn was in state 10 or 11. 10.
Yeah, so he was over at 60.
Well, when we first started the streams, he was at 9 months in. Or right at 9 months in. I think he said.
Now the game's growing exponentially. It's like a state a day.
Yeah.
Is there a way you can see that in game?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. In the VIP thing.
Yep.
I have signed in for 49 consecutive days. There we go.
Oh, slow down.
Just about 7 weeks. Yep.
Easy.
Yep, I'm almost at 50. Tomorrow is my 50-day anniversary.
Yeah, but you're also singing it like Benjamin Button, where you start getting younger. We've like given you all of our knowledge. You're really a 200-day-old brain.
I need to work on that wall. It's just more fun. Nero's not going to help with it. I'm just going to keep on building towers into that wall. It's just going to be...
I'll one-troop them all.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what we need. We need a one-troop button.
At 5 days.
Now it's automatic. Now it's automatic. It'll just one-troop everything.
Yeah. Always on. He is at a line where that's always on.
All right.
It's awesome.
I am, but I'm not always paying attention. There is a difference. Because I work from home, so I just leave the emulator on my computer.
I've probably scrolled around in this game. I've probably scrolled around just looking at like, hey, I wonder what anyone else is doing. You know, like I wonder what they're doing with the trap or whatever. I've probably done that like 3 times, and one time was completely by accident. I was watching Rod, our competitors in 125, do their trap just to kind of base where we were at compared to
you stalker.
It was random. It was like I was looking for someone to attack, and I attacked like a day later, and I was figured out the time that I knew that like everyone would be like, all right, so after trap, everyone's usually on for about 20 minutes. You know, to usually do whatever, you know, do their like last couple dailies. Sounds like so half hour after trap, it's probably the least likely anyone's kind of re-pop into the game. So that was when I went in and I zeroed someone and I felt bad. And technically I didn't zero. They still had like 27 troops left. So
that is a zero. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, before we get into the questions that Finn has collected, we have a gift code for you guys. We had 2, but as I said, Hawk, if you see him, punch him for me because he shared a code out that was our code, and it's been used up. He posted it in the SOS Discord this morning, and you know what? I should probably get the story first because he might not have known. He might have got it shared from somebody else. So
regurgitating.
Punch him and then ask him.
I'm going to punch you and then I'm going to help you up and ask you what happened. So the first code was supposed to be the bunker, and it's gone. It was used. We're going to see if we can get that fixed another time. But anyway, the second code that we have that you guys can use is Durgan. Because the devs were watching the stream last week and saw Durgan on, and they wanted to give him a quick shout out. They like Durgan.
Yeah. But also, by the way, my reference to an 80s game was Double Dragon, and Double Durgan is his name in game.
It is.
Double Durgan.
He's a Double Durgan.
I have a request for the devs. Next gift code, please make Rock On Alan.
Rock on, Alan.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Aaron Knight, you are in my alliance now. If you screenshot that code and post it anywhere, I am booting you and burning you.
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
She doesn't even
small.
She doesn't send me to do stuff. She would do it.
Did you just call him small?
Yeah, he's small. He's in 359. He's small. He's small in 359.
I've never heard Venom go, "You minuscule bug, you crap."
Telling you what, the code thing really upsets me. We're really trying to. You know how long I had to beg for codes to get these codes for our viewers, these loyal
These
viewers.
are exclusive,
that we have.
guys.
Yeah, they're people that come and spend their time with us every Friday to watch the stream and enjoy the stream with us, and I want them to have them. And when they get robbed of that because somebody just wants to be the big man posting a screenshot in some server that people can redeem them that they don't even know, it irritates me. So yeah. Good. I hope you felt a chill down your back.
That's the problem. Is our codes are legit. You know,
they are.
It's like, oh, that's a lot. I mean, we give away more on this stream than they do for like a mistaken game. If you think about it, that's pretty. So use it.
And we get so little of them, and I understand why. It's a high code gift amount, so they give us only a certain amount, enough for our viewers that were here. So when you post them, they're gone quickly, and even the viewers that can't quickly get to the game right then to get them, they're not getting them, and that irritates me. So
I will say, I'm actually even able to use my own code.
You were able to use your own code?
No, he typed it in too late.
It was just like, wow. All right. I'd rather give it to a loyal subscriber and a loyal watcher than anything.
There you go.
Yeet, Durgan.
Yeet. Yeet, yeet.
Durgan. That's a dur and then a gun. Durgan.
Durgan. Okay, so let's get some questions, Finn.
Okay. I think
first question is, what happens to Aaron Knight if he posts a screenshot of the code somewhere? Winner. Yeet.
Becomes.
I think I have an image for that. Hold on.
He gets yeeted and bird. He will bird.
No.
He's shielder.
He's gotta dress up as Candy for the cosplay.
That's what happens. That angry McVenom face. Yeah, you don't want that.
Kick him bird.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Totally gonna.
Okay. Questions.
So first question was I'm assuming this is all meant for troll, but we have a question from Ruzi that says, question, are all of you playing on the test server? I've only seen delete space while it was burning.
Yeah. So it's an awesome story. So my stats aren't nearly the same as what they should be, which is common in the test server. You're not there to just kind of wreak havoc. You're there to test random stuff. I don't have the new hero at 80 or anything along those lines. It's organized, but it's disorganized at the same time. So I didn't play for 24 hours. And then one of the R4s called me out, and they were like, dude, you can't be on the test server if you're not going to be on for 24 hours. And I was like, hey, man, this is broke. I did what I did, whatever. So I got full rallied. And I would have ate this rally up so hard. But instead, because of the stats that I had in this new thing, it was just like, boom, blew me the hell up. And it was awesome.
They basically mean girled you and said, you can't sit with us.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, you guys put my T9s that I had just randomly sitting there and like random E3s in the hospital, in the enlistment office. Really the deal. So I was like, they gave me the healing buff, and I was like, this is so not necessary. You didn't really need to do that. So it was pretty funny.
Who was it? Who was it that hit you? Like anybody that we know?
Someone so insignificant, it's not even worth mentioning. It's like, I don't even know the name of their.
Alan.
Fine. I shared the report, and I was just like, this is funny. I would have eaten this up, but whatever. So. Oh,
but you made it special for them. They probably were very privileged. They felt good burning down Delete's house.
Yeah.
I mean, Nero, it'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Especially, like the test servers, there's like so many wonky things to it. Like one is like, you can't change your wall heroes or else the game crashes.
Oh, yeah.
That's not cool.
It's like, oh, all right. Like the brand hero on there, it's not a patrol hero. And it was just like, I hope you guys had fun. I was like, no worries. I healed with caps because I have that many and it doesn't really matter. So.
Cole said, so small, Dell. You're a small player.
Yeah. Hey.
Such a small. Oh, hey there, Pikachu. That's Pikachu, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's the nice one. Abner said, so some long-term players and some noobs might think about joining if it's not totally pay to win. It's honestly, Finn's having a good time. Finn, you're having a good time playing free to play.
It depends on what your expectations are, right? If your expectation is to be like number one in the state as a free to play, it's not going to work. If you're looking to have fun and being able to have fun with an alliance and still be able to do a lot of the things in the game, maybe not every single thing, but a lot of the things, then free to play is fine. So I'm free to play and trying to see how much I can keep up with the rest of these guys, and it is fun. I'm not going to be at the same level as them, but it's fun trying to keep up, and you can stay pretty well. So it just depends on your expectations. So yeah. I would say yes, if you're about having fun and just playing free to play, you can do that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to go casual though. That's the thing. That's the only thing I would say. If you're free to play and you're casual, then every day you're just going to fall even more behind, right? So you do want to be active if you're doing this as free to play. That would be the only real condition that you would need.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're true to free to play, then that's exactly how you have to approach it. Like you're not going to go ahead and like, it's not Pac-Man where you start off exactly the same as everyone else and it just stays the same. You have to play the game if you want to play the game. Finn is actually doing really great. I'm like, dude, your stats are solid. He's built his base up pretty strong, and I've spent in 359. Purely because I just don't have anything at all. At all. Just no patience whatsoever. And impulse control is. I mean, there's good packs in the beginning, so just crates of choice came out. I was just like, dude, I didn't get crates of choice until like day 100. Before that it was bundles. So it was just like, okay, I could take advantage of this, you know. And there are a couple people that are, I will say, there for spenders, there is also a logic to spending. You can't just spend on random stuff, or else you'll just end with a ton of extra stuff in your backpack. And that's when the game wins. So even when you're spending, you spend to beat the game. You know, you spend to beat like the structure that they have laid out for you. You know, you have to really kind of map out what's going on. And all the information is there, you know, and it's, in the beginning it wasn't. You know, when I was building my base, it wasn't there. But now it's totally there. So you don't buy anything more than you need. You know, if you just need hero gear parts, concentrate on that. Don't concentrate on getting like extra, extra of anything. You know, map out what you need and purchase that. Don't go anything more, because it goes absolutely nowhere, and the game does not stop you from buying more than you need. Which is probably the most unfortunate thing about the game, is it'll let you buy 600,000 tactical gear design maps that you don't need, that you'll never use.
Truth.
At the beginning, it was like, oh, I can't get these for free, so I'll just buy these and all these packs. So this way, I'll be ahead of the game. And it was like, oh, wow, I only need 50, and I've got 6,000. That's a problem, you know. So you got to pay attention to what you're doing, just about anything in life, and especially in this game. So there is science behind both free to play and spending.
Abner Dune said that was good to hear that Finn's having a good time playing free to play. He was seeming a bit like Game of War, and he's a bit shell shocked from that. I played Game of War for years, and I understand what you mean about the shell shocked thing. And in some ways it is like that, because there are some like huge spenders, and I know that you recall Game of War and the massive amounts of money that were spent in that game. So some servers are that way. However, this game is a little bit easier if you're in a good alliance to defend and still play defensively as a free-to-play player. In Game of War, if you were free-to-play and you were in a kingdom with a lot of spenders, there was just no hope for you. It was best to just move on. This one, it is difficult, but it's not impossible. And that's kind of a challenge thing. And if you like a challenge in that way, get into a good kingdom, get into a good alliance, and work your diplomacy, work in other ways if you're not going to spend. I think it's a bit better than Game of War was in that department. But it's still very addictive the way Game of War was. And there are some high spenders in it, just the way Game of War was. So I'll let you just pick it up here. Just pick it up. Don't spend. So that way you can put it down if you don't want it. This is what I tell everybody that wants to try this out. Once you start spending, it is harder to put the game down, because then you have an investment and you don't want to walk away from that investment. And then you become resentful of your investment and you start hating it. You start getting grudgy and I hate the game, blah, blah, blah. So pick it up, play as a free to play for a while, see if you really like the game, and if you feel like spending, great. But that way you can walk away if you don't like it. Just try it out. And make sure that you join 359 in a good server where you have people that are teaching you, or any other of these other guys that are here in these newer servers. There's lots of great teachers. Get one where you can actually get some good guidance and you might enjoy it more. I think a lot of people quit and hate the game right off the bat because they aren't in a good alliance that teaches them, so they don't understand what's going on. Just like Durgan quit. He didn't like it because he was in an alliance where he wasn't growing and he wasn't able to be taught, and now he is and he's playing. So I don't know. Just try it out.
I think actually the ideal way to play this game is to survive as long as you can. Survive simply as long as you can without doing anything, and playing completely free to play until the max level heroes are out. And then attack. And really just kind of work on your max stuff. You know, and then
you think that's the most fun way to play? Really?
Yeah. If I could go ahead and, like, say I was in Rod and I could tail DT, right? And I spent absolutely nothing and I was a free to play in his alliance. He spent so much in such a short amount of time that people's farms were getting like 30,000 caps in like a week. And you just do that. You basically have him carry you along, where you're basically getting free badges, free stuff from Governor, all the bunkers that you can basically play for, all the facilities that you can basically play for, because he's ranking up stuff that at the end of the day, your purple heroes and your beginning legendary heroes, you really don't need. You don't need. As long as you don't get bumped out of like a rally, even if you do, and then when everything Crates of Choice starts coming out, and you can kind of come into like, probably the sweetest way is probably come into like top 10 in some of the events, so you get the skins. So this way, when you do max out, you still have the skins there. That's getting a little bit tougher, but then you can just completely overpower the game later on. It pays to wait, because the deals get better. They don't get worse. They get better as the game goes on.
So I think that's hilarious that you're the one that says that that's the best way to play. When we go to a new server and we are like, we're not going to spend, delete, like we were in DMs making a pact with each other. Like we signed it in blood. We are not going to spend. We're going to go and do this free to play so we can walk away and it's not a big deal. And delete like within a day. Pack. What the heck, man? You know what it was? That's rage spending. Somebody messed with us. And he's like, oh, no. Nah.
Yeah. No. It was also,
no.
You go from like a crazy, that was the weirdest thing too. Establishing an alt in a different scenario, where, I've just, basically as soon as facilities became available, I was able to solo them.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting in a new state where I can't do just about anything. That was probably the most maddening point, where probably progressed my spending again, even though it's a fraction, like a decimal point moved the wrong way, fraction of spending that I'm spending in 359, and for the most part, it's just like, hey,
we couldn't even solo a bunker.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's a huge, like, I call it like swole up withdrawals. Like, it's really hard because then you're just like annoyed. You're super annoyed when you go from a high level base and then come to this and you're like, you have four marches at the max. Like, you can't take any of the facilities. You can't take any of the analysis buildings.
It's really, it's just a different dynamic. And it was actually, it's fun. Like I said, the world is as it is right now, but it's definitely completely changed from when I started the game. When I started the game, it was March. March, for me was, okay, so things are crazy outside in the world. Everyone stay in your house.
Yeah.
And now it's like things are, progressing to a better place. So life's completely different. So, the amount of time that I used to spend in game before, was 14 hours in game wasn't really that crazy.
Yeah.
Wasn't really, 24
it really
hours.
Wasn't, yeah.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
It's different now. Life is just different now.
You're making me reminisce back to my Halo Xbox original days, buddy. Halo 2, 14-hour matchmaking and
14
calling
days.
Over to be like, hey, go get me a drink out of my fridge because I'm really good run right now.
Well, no, so that's
for me.
That's the cool thing. Like gaming is such a great atmosphere. And I don't apply a lot of this to State of Survival. Like I kind of just do my thing. You guys are my fam jam for the game, the stream, and you guys. But like when I did Xbox for 15, 18 years, like that was my family. Like I have guys who I talk to today in their 30s and late 20s who, they're in the United States and in Europe, and we're connecting all the time, right? But like I gamed with them for over a decade. Gaming is such a teamwork atmosphere. Delete, I forget it was you or Nero, someone mentioned, a guy PM'd you and said, I can't believe you're spending this much money on the game.
Yeah.
If gaming's a hobby, why is that a problem? What if that guy spends money on Lego sets. I'm not going to judge you for putting 20 grand into Lego sets. There are people who spend 20 grand
or
on
restoring
Lego
cars or any golf. Everything is a hobby.
Yeah. So this is what we do, right? This is what we do.
There is a reason for it, and I think it has largely to do with people's acceptance of games, because everything we get in this is virtual, right? All the other stuff you mentioned, there's something tangible at the end of it that you can display, right? So I have other collections too, like I collect baseball cards, and not as large as some of the really high spenders, but I have some Magic cards and some other stuff. There's something tangible at the end of it that, regardless of what happens, it really can't be taken away from me, right? Like I have the baseball card. The virtual part of games is that if the game dies, everything you invested is gone, right? There's nothing left for you. And I don't want this to happen because I'm having fun in the game, but let's just suppose State of Survival decides, at the end of the year, servers are going down, game is over. So what do you have to show, right? You're now spending on effectively memories, right? Which to people that are spending, the experience. And to the people that are spending, that's worth it to them, right? No one should judge them for it. But I think it's the transition of our entire mindset of going from tangible assets to virtual assets now and things like this, and just getting to the mindset where it's like, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with investing in something virtual. You don't need something in hand. You're paying for stuff now for the enjoyment of it. If you lose it later, they have the money to do so, and they're okay with losing it. They're going to play this out for however they want. The judgment of how people spend their money is always a weird thing because people come at it from different mindsets. Right? If you didn't have money and you had, unfortunately, if you didn't have money to always keep food on the table or something like that, right? You're going to view it differently. But that's not who we're talking. Although I shouldn't say always. People do have gambling problems, and sometimes you do get into that situation. But for most people that are spending, they have the expendable income. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not doing anything against you, and no one should be judged on how they spend.
My buddy goes, so you could buy a crazy mansion, right? And you're just like, you know what? I'm going to just have the whole thing firehouse red. That's something that you own. But then you go and try and sell that, and like, who the fuck? Or excuse me, sorry.
We all cuss occasionally. It's fine, sweetie. Go ahead.
There you go. Throw that in there. So try again.
Like that's your taste. You got gratification, right? You got gratification out of that, and like that is the same gratification that someone gets out of winning a rally or, winning a small portion of this game. The like initial impact of the victories and playing and like getting that feeling that so many people search for and are unable to find in so many parts of their lives. That's what you get out of mobile gaming, so like there's, there you can do basically whatever you want, and it's really in your control. But there is certain amounts of just instant gratification that you can find in mobile gaming or gaming period that are just euphoric for so many people, and I think that's why it's been, so quick. And like even though it's not like mainstream, I guess it's like ESPN Ocho or whatever, that like e-gaming is becoming a thing. But like, there are people that just play Madden football that make over $350,000 a year, on average. That's crazy. That's that in when we were growing up, it's sort of like, I don't know, I'm a Tron fan, so it's like when like the Tron 2 when he meets Flynn, his son meets his dad, and his dad's like, I came up with that back in '82, like, it's sort of like that kind of feeling where it's like, I've been gaming for so long. Like, I would love to kind of have that chance back then. And, everyone's kind of laid the groundwork for that to where it is. I mean, there are more games than you can possibly play in a day on the App Store, which is it's just insane. My son averages downloading, if I don't monitor him, he will a day.
Yeah,
he the online clicker of all those little games. So then it's like random stuff, and he just loves it. For him, it's like I've got to worry about him like kind of just not being able to pay attention to anything for more than 5 seconds because he's not even getting into games. It's about like starting games that he loves. Not playing games and progressing in games that he enjoys.
That's a whole nother therapy issue there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
control.
What?
Got my impulse control.
You just have your impulse control. You better watch them. Whoppy asked me, "Is that my chair squeaking?" Yes.
It looks comfy, that chair, though.
This chair is beat up. Like, Linda has scratched it all over the place. It's like really beat up, but it's so comfy. But I keep having to like spray it with WD-40 because it's like so squeaky, but I won't get rid of it. I have a other chair over here that's brand new, but I just hate it. It's not comfy, so I won't sit in it.
Band.
What?
WD-40. UB40 was the band.
No, what is it?
WD-40.
Yeah, really?
It's WD-40.
It's WD-40.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
You say UB40 or WD-40?
WD-40. Didn't I say WD-40?
You said WD-40.
Oh,
you're hearing things.
That's probably cut out the top part.
Yeah.
I have to say though, the most adorable thing is your sneeze almost sounds like the squeak of your chair.
Oh my gosh.
I've never heard your sneeze.
She sneezed earlier. See, you didn't even notice it. You just thought it was a squeak of a chair. That's my point.
Soda pop. Grandpa's soda pops I'm drinking.
Anywho, yeah, I'm sorry about the squeaking. I will get some WD-40 on it this week. I'm sorry. I apologize. And plus, I'm always moving around when we're streaming too, so it's probably annoying. Okay. Next question, Vin. We're at 11:30.
I know. I asked one question so far.
I know. Just hit us a couple, and we'll save them for next time.
Sean has one. He says, "Shouldn't we appreciate the good stuff the devs have put in place, like fixing the chat censorship and the horrible lag when checking Garrison?" I haven't checked. There was a lag always with Garrison and joining rallies and stuff. I haven't checked to see if that's resolved. We figured out something weird with the chat censorship. You know, when we were asking everyone, and again, shout out to State 359, they came through and did the encampments in the corner and all of that. We found out that the word COVID and virus are censored.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing. We were trying to tell everyone, yeah, Troy lost his son to COVID, and COVID is censored. It was the oddest thing. So I don't know what exactly is in the chat. I don't know if I haven't tried since to see whether or not it is or isn't filtered, but hopefully they updated it. I mean, I understand them going a little bit on the extreme side and then hopefully pulling it back. I'm hoping that's one of the things they'll pull back here. But
I mean, as far as to answer your question, I think we do talk about some of the good stuff. We're still here streaming every Friday night for this game because we enjoy the game, and I think we do say good stuff, but we also are passionate about things that we want to change so that we keep enjoying the game. So we're going to talk about those things. So I will be more mindful, and we'll try to start off the stream or end the stream on good notes, if that would be more helpful, because I don't want us to sound like negative Nellies all the time.
That's why we had Scorn on.
If you want to see negative Nellies, go on SOS Discord.
Exactly. I think we're much more constructive than that. And that is the key difference, too. A lot of our stuff, when we do say that there are things that need to be changed or things that we don't like, we offer suggestions of how it could be changed or how it could be improved. We don't just bitch to bitch. It is always done with a suggestion or this is what I would have liked to have seen, or this is why we are concerned and what we would like to see more of in the future. So I think it's constructive criticism for a game that we love. And I think that's the way you grow. That's the way you grow. I mean,
I can give one like little criticism of sorts for the devs. I don't know what's exactly in the beta, right? But since I've joined, there have been a lot of things that they've introduced that are basically like interface changes, like the graphics and stuff. And I don't know about you guys. For me personally, one of the things that I liked about the game is that it is a zombie survival game, and everything kind of felt like a little grungy and worn, and it kind of had that feel to it, right? When they changed the troop formations, they suddenly made everything like all bright and shiny, and it just didn't seem to fit. And I understand that the layout seems fancier and it maybe looks better, but sometimes you go a little too far just to try and make it look better, and it detracts from what the game is kind of bringing to it, right? There is a zombie survival feel right now with a lot of this game, and I like it. just kind of the dull, earthy tones for most of the colors and all of that. I think they maybe just need to have a little more feedback on some of these things before they make the changes to see that it is what the players actually want. Because it's effort being put in by the devs, understandably. I mean, it is a lot of effort to do some of the stuff they did, like the March formation. But it's not effort that players are going to necessarily reciprocate and say, yeah, you put in all this effort, we appreciate it, because it's not something they need. So I don't want the devs wasting their time. And you have players that are willing to give you feedback on what they would like to change so that you're not wasting your time. And that's ultimately what the end goal is here, right? We want to work with the devs so that they're developing something that the players appreciate. And we want something that the players will appreciate and not just always moan about every time you look into the State of Survival Discord. So yeah, hopefully we can work together and kind of get this together. And I've seen some improvements, at least since I've been on the stream. It seems like they're listening and they're working towards that. There's the beta thing now, which wasn't when we first started the stream, right? I don't think the beta server and stuff was there. So they're definitely making strides. So there's a lot of things that I think they're moving in the right direction. We just don't want it detracted by some little things here and there that just feel like they're not necessary, and focus on the big things that the players want. Even if it's not state migration, there is a difficulty with state migration, and I think we all understand that. Be nice if we have it, but there's a lot of other things that probably can get worked on, and not just that.
I agree.
I just got actually a new survey in game about like a lot of stuff they're looking to change, like graphically. They want to change the game graphically again tremendously. It was a very big change from like your Intel screen to your main base screen, March screen again. You know, it was basically every facet of the game they wanted to reconstruct. And 4 out of the 5 that they showed me, I was like, nah, no, absolutely not. You know, this doesn't make sense. You know, if you're going to invest in this. You know, I was like, change colors of this so this way the color scheme matches throughout the game, so it all, you know, kind of flows through, you know, seamlessly. But, you know, you don't need to make these changes to make it whatever. You know, even to like the logos of like the Intel, it was like, oh, it was like fuzzy, and it was like, it was weird. It was a very drastic change that just didn't seem necessary. You know, for someone to go ahead and like, it's, I guess someone could draw it. You know, I mean, you still have to pay for that person to draw it, but it was like, you know, you kind of could just ditch it. You know, you don't have to, because someone created it, you don't have to use it.
You don't have to implement it just because somebody is proud of it. Doesn't mean
Right.
it's
Were
the right
they
fit.
taking away my grabby hand missions? Don't take away the grabby hands.
Yeah, kind of. They were going to basically change.
No, I like the
It-
grabby hand.
Everything. It was going to look like it was going to be on a radar, an actual radar screen, where nothing actually looked like something tangible. You know, it was going fuzzy dots, so you didn't know what you were clicking on, you know, before you clicked on it.
No,
You know, so
no.
I hadn't just like do this. You had to just do it all anyway, which everyone just does all their intel anyway. But there's, you know, for me, I was like, okay, you know, I do the furthest marches first, and then while those marches are out, I go ahead and do like an explorer mission. So this way,
Right.
the 2 that I'm an explorer mission, I can go ahead and just wait for those marches to come back, and then I can finish everything else. You know, that's how I do it. And this new system was going to change that dramatically. And it was just like, you know, why? You know, like, I get it. It makes more sense for the actual game. I mean, you're getting your radar off of a crashed helicopter, so it should be kind of fuzzy. But, you know, you don't need that. You know, no one really necessarily wants that. So take those in-game surveys if you see them. If you see the little guy walking around in your base and he's got a little checklist on his head, tap on him and give your honest opinion. You know, like, our opinion is a very small part of the overall gameplay of the game and how big this game has gotten. You know, use your voice. Vote for our elections and for in-game.
If they want to change the appearance so bad, like, don't take away what each intel is. They should just change the actual radar screen, since you said it's from a crashed airplane. Add some cracks or something in it. Don't just take away what it is.
Yeah, because I mean the people that actually spend multiple hours on your game, like the consistency of what's there.
Right.
And I don't think anyone's going to play the game more because it's changed or play the game less because it's changed. So invest your money wisely. Use your funds to go ahead and actually optimize things that need optimizing. No one's really sitting there kind of complaining about like, yeah, I wish my marches looked a little bit cooler. I really want to see like Sarge dressed up as Santa driving the sleigh. Like nobody cares. It really should be something, more in line with what the people want.
I think I agree 100%. I think I wouldn't mind seeing Santa, Sarge, if I knew how the battle mechanics worked. Show me the battle mechanics information. Give me something that I can read so that I can figure this out on my own. And then you can drive Santa through the whole place. I don't care. Like, that would be great. I think spending your time, and like you just said, resources and game investment, put it into things that are impactful for your player base. What is going to be the most impactful for me as a gamer playing your product? It is not graphics of the Santa. It is not graphics of this, even though they're pretty to look at and we may like them. And maybe there are some players, there might be a whole big casual group of players that just that's what they play for and they love it. But I guarantee you that's not your spenders. Your spenders don't give a about that. They want to know how the game is played and they want to theory craft and they want to break down. They want to grow with their alliance. And the only way they can do that is with information. So I think putting your information should be your number one priority right now. Figuring out how you're getting your information out to your client base that needs to be fixed. Number one, because you're getting better, but you're getting better about putting the letters out there to us, but not what's in the letters. Like the content that you're giving us, the information and the update information, we appreciate that, but you're not putting it all in there what we need. And then the other thing is, like you said earlier, about using the resources of your player base and getting feedback from them on these updates before you release them. Like, what is this? Do you think this is worth time investment? Do you think this is something we want to change? And why not? Or what's your suggestions? We have tons of resources here. We have tons of resources in the SOS. Maybe this VIP thing, I'm kind of hoping they'll use this VIP thing as some feedback forum or exchange back and forth to get some of this information. Daedric, we're all counting on you. You're the hero we needed right now.
The benefit with it is I don't have to submit a ticket anymore.
That's huge.
I do not have to touch the in-game mail system whatsoever. I can just go to Discord, message this connection I have, and I think there's a certain amount of people who get a guy before, like I think they have a whole bunch of people doing this, but each representative has a certain amount of VIP members tied to him. So I don't know, and I can't actually mention any of the names of these individuals, but I think each of them has a certain amount of players that they represent, but we have the ability to just go to them directly and they'll submit ideas, feedback, suggestions, in-game problems, ticket issues, blah, 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 without having to use the in-game system. And obviously we get a faster response, because if I'm just messaging somebody through Discord and they see it the same day, then they're going to have the conversation the same day. So I'm going to be using that for the Rise of Kingdoms snapshots I'm going to take. Because again, that's a built system, and all I'm doing is just sharing a built system, and I'll share it with you guys as well. But yeah, I'm more than happy to use that resource. I want to be careful not to overload, as we do on SOS Discord. That's why we make a really good filter. We just have to be cautious of how much we're bombarding them with.
Yeah, right. Prioritizing the needs right off the bat. I agree 100% with that. We need to prioritize our issues. Like, I see a lot of people complaining about small things, and probably they're big things to them, but like a lot of the small things could be fixed by one of the big thing fixes, like the communication issue, the handling support issues. So
like the thing is, we've been around long enough. We've been doing enough streams and been having enough conversations where this panel, and as a matter of fact, even a lot of the people watching this stream right now who have been with us loyally since day one are a great filter system. So if there's someone in the chat, as an example, who let's say they don't have the VIP membership, but can come to one of us or me and say, hey, this is an idea I got or I heard of. This is my filtered version of it. Here you go. It's coming from a trusted source, whereas I'm never, ever going to step foot ever again in SOS Discord because the amount of negativity in there is just so high. I'm very much reliant on this stream, SOS Facebook and other sources to get that information. Suggestions, Sticky's Discord, is a great one, where I'm actively using the channels for that. Again, we just, Venom, to your point, there's so much that people are asking for. We have to prioritize and execute because there's 1,000 things we want to do. What are the top 3 right now that are going to make this game just blow it out of the water?
Delete just donated $5 just because you all are great. Yours truly, Backspace.
So just for that, Delete, afterwards, I will explain to you all the ways that removing the symbols from the Intel thing will completely ruin my optimization, so they don't do it. Just gonna throw it will completely throw it off.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, though, Nero probably said, I think the phrase that's the most important, and it is the biggest mistake that a lot of developers make. When you do something to improve the game, don't take anything away from players. That's how you always get yourself in trouble. You add on to it, you build, you improve. You don't take away anything, because that's when players feel like you don't care about what they've been working for, right? Even the march formation stuff, you weren't really taking away anything. You were trying to enhance it. The march formations were still there. The feedback was really just to get it to work. It sounded like a chair squeeze.
That's a chair.
That's a chair. That was a chair. Your chair squeaked again.
I have a little nose, so air squeaks through there.
Dogs.
Nero with the Control Alt.
$5 donation from Nero. Control Alt. Do you have an
Control
alt
Alt
name?
backspace? I don't think works.
Control Alt. Do you have a
It's too
control?
So
That's funny.
So pretty much, just something that they need to be careful about. Don't take anything away from players. And if you want a thesis about how that Intel change is going to make an impact, I'm ready to.
It looked like you were clicking on a ghost. It was really bad. It was really bad.
It would be really bad.
So this is the only person that's allowed to call me this, and the only person that is allowed to call Fury this is Bless You My Sweet Tits, $5 from Tits and Fury. We call each other Sweet Tits, so you guys are allowed to do that though, so don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for you.
All right.
Move along.
All right. Next question.
More questions?
Well, most of it
Nero's
is...
like, I did not sign up for this long.
No.
I got work tomorrow.
Okay, we're on the last question. Furry has a question. She says, how many snacks have you had tonight, Finn? So hold on. So we have Pringles, and then we have one fruit snack. There's another fruit snack package somewhere around here. And then there's a can of ginger ale. And I think that's it for snacks.
That's not bad.
It's controlled today. Because I actually had chicky nuggies earlier, and I had a chicken piccata instead of a snack.
He says chicky nuggies. Yes, he does.
Nuggies.
I mean, between the three things that you've shown, you're at 100% of your sodium and over 300% of your sugar intake for the day.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I do have my water, though. My big old Bubba mug of water.
Bubba keg.
It's not the keg. The keg is like metal and like insulated, right? This is just straight up plastic, so it's just for water.
I swear, if you guys don't have a Bubba keg, get you a Bubba keg. They're the best drinking things ever.
Mm-hmm.
Venom.
Yeah.
Last all day.
Yes or no? Do you want me to crash in the middle of your stream next week as Rusty?
Yes, I do, actually. I would be down for that. I would be down.
No, I don't know why he
You guys can crash the stream for a short time if you are dressed up.
Deal.
I'll come as Julie.
All right,
no,
fine.
Not Finn, not Julie. No.
Fine, I'm in. For a short time. Does that mean
I'm going to say... I'm going to have a time limit duration for how long you can join.
All right. Okay.
There was no chicks crashing your boy
saying
stream.
that Julie is allowed.
Sweet tits, no.
Julie is very controversial.
We'll see. I mean, I might let them do it for a small amount of time. We'll talk about that. Speaking of, so to start wrapping it up, we are going to have a ladies' night stream next Friday.
Plus cosplay.
Yep.
Plus
on our 21st episode, it's legal. It's legal.
Oh, we're legal on 21.
You're legal to drink on stream.
Good. Is this really episode 20, Finn? Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Super chat from Munchie, $4.99. Julie.
Munchie's so solid. Munchie's so great.
Solid. All right, just for Munchie, I will let Finn bring Julie on for a short time as well. We need to sit down and figure out how much the time limit for how we're going to let these guys on. Because it is ladies' night. I want the ladies to feel very special. So we're going to have, I'm sure I'm going to have Killer Nikki on, Tits of Fury. Hopefully I can get Munchie on. Maybe M, Ducky. Who else? There's some,
Wait, out of that group. Who's
What?
bringing a cheese plate out of that group?
Who's going to be what?
Cheese plate. You gotta, there's someone's gotta bring.
Cheese plate. The cheese plate, yeah. Any of the ladies, I'm looking, we'll keep it all, we'll just have a big party too. So I'm thinking, honestly, I'm going to talk to my content ambassador, my brand ambassador handler, and see if I need to keep this one off the book so we can really have like a party. I might keep it off the SOS books and we'll just have a little fun stream party.
Why? Why don't you celebrate it as part of the 1-year anniversary of State of Survival?
I'm going to talk to them. They have a funny thing about drinking too much and too much cussing. Not funny thing. It's obviously they're you know, they have a business. They have to keep it respectful to an extent. So they've been very good with me. They don't put too many restrictions on me, but I don't want to be offensive. I don't want to be harmful to their rep in any way. So I'll talk to them about it. If they're okay with us having a celebration party, then we'll have a celebration party.
So delete and show up with no pants.
Yeah.
What are the restrictions around that?
The camera has to stay above the waist. That's the restriction.
Well now.
He has to have a mirror behind him.
There you go.
You guys, we need to stop this discussion. I'm getting blushy. I can
This is
feel
why
it.
we're
I
not
can feel my
allowed in
face getting
general.
Red.
This is exactly why we're not allowed.
Yeah.
You just no. Finn just has to put the blur filter on.
Full-length mirror behind you, D.
Where they have liquor in the front and party in the back, kind of thing.
Yeah. Rock on, Alan. Rock on.
Anyway, so we'll have a ladies' night stream. We'll have a bunch of the ladies on for Friday night at 9. It's going to be a fun time. We'll do like a little celebrating SOS. We might just have like a fun, I don't think we're going to have like a serious topic. We might have one if the girls want to talk about anything, but we might just have a like funniest things that you've seen in SOS. Maybe some funny screenshots of our DMs that we've gotten, which are always hilarious.
Shield a bird.
Shield a bird.
Are your tits really venomous? I get that so much. So we might do something funny. I'm going to let the ladies kind of guide this one and talk with me about ideas of what they want to do. So you guys join us next Friday night. Also start prepping for your cosplay costumes, for your Halloween costumes, because we are going to do that Halloween costume contest for State of Survival. I'm sorry about my chair squeaking. We are going to do that, and you guys get prepared. Start putting together your outfits. It's going to be whatever State of Survival character that you want to be, whether it be a zombie, whether it be one of the heroes, whatever, and get that to us. Start working on it or send the pics or whatever, and we'll start collecting them, and we'll get a prize and put that together for you guys. What else, Finn? Anything else that we need to go over? I think that's about it.
No, I think that covers everything. Just want to shout out everyone that helped with the Troy thing.
Yes, everyone that helped with the Troy memorial, we appreciate it so much. You guys are awesome. Everybody that helped in 359, 266, of course, who, that was home state. There were several other states that put in, and we just couldn't collect all of it, but everybody was doing stuff, so it was pretty impressive. So we appreciate all that you guys do. Just a great community. Thank you, Nero, for joining. Mr. Cool Guy there.
Mr. Cool Guy.
I know, you're just like really cool with the beard. I just like beard, so I'm always going to say it's cool, so never mind. Daedric, Delete, Infinity, thank you guys for joining. We're probably going to go to the after party where I'm going to have some more cherries, and then we'll have a good time there. So you guys can go join on Discord if you want. Any parting words, guys?
If I told lucky.
Wait.
Everyone said their parting words at once.
Yeah, that's right. First, Daedric, you go.
No, Delete first.
Delete.
I am crashing that ladies' night extremely hard. Just saying.
Doesn't sound good when we were talking about you with no pants. I'm just saying, you just said with no pants, you're crashing the ladies' stream very hard. This is not working out well. This is just not working out well.
All right.
Julie doesn't seem so bad now, does she? Just
take it. Who want to?
Daedric, what were you going to say?
I was just going to ask, for the Halloween costume collection, if I were to dress up as Lucky, am I required to photo shoot in the alleyway of the McDonald's?
Yes.
With ketchup all over the bear? And am I required to have a pimp?
Ray and Rolex.
Can the pimp be chef? Do you have a friend that could dress as chef? That would be awesome.
You could get.
I think Nero's right. I think it's the Ray and Rolex that have to be the pimp.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, Nero. Yes, you're absolutely right. I forgot about Ray and Rolex. How sad. Everybody forgot about Ray and Rolex.
I'll make sure I go to
hawk
center and find a hawk somewhere. I'm sure that's easy.
Just get a stuffed animal bird.
Easy. You can get a hawk pretty easy. Just
all right. Yes, I think that's what you have to do now. You don't have any other choice. You have to be Lucky in the alleyway behind a McDonald's.
That also does not sound good because you literally told him to get Lucky in the McDonald's parking lot. Like these statements are not coming out correct. Just not. This is just not. I think we need to end it. This is just like the worst.
We're gonna get labeled the dirty.
Can you videotape yourself going through the drive-thru ordering a Happy Meal in the outfit?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, you have to order an ice cream cone, and you have to grab the ice cream.
Stop it.
Just
not even by the bottom.
Just like all over the place.
Yeah, all over my face.
Okay, y'all are gross. Stop it.
Or just unicorn it.
Yeah.
This is just gonna start like a whole new Twitter thing. It's the Lucky Challenge. You dress up as Lucky, you go to a McDonald's, you get an ice cream cone and stick it up to unicorn.
Like the TikTok challenge. It's gonna be a TikTok challenge.
It's a new TikTok challenge. It's the RSG Lucky Twitter challenge. It's awful.
And then you have to yeet the ice cream cone across the parking lot.
Yeah.
You need to end this now. This is like the worst ending ever.
I'm ending now. Thank you guys for joining.
Sitting on my front porch for 3 hours.
Who?
Yeah, I ordered food. I didn't want to miss anything, so it's sitting outside for 3 hours.
Well, you could have ate. It's a pretty casual stream. You could have ate on stream.
I don't want to miss anything. I can't do that.
You enjoyed your time here.
Just go buy your Happy Meal.
I have a microwave.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. We will see you guys later. Thank you so much for joining. We will probably be in the Discord. I keep looking that way because my other screen has Discord on it. We're going to be in the Discord VC for a bit. But we'll see you there. Thank you guys for joining. Thanks for everybody here. Daedric, Delete, Finn, and Nero. We appreciate you guys and everyone that donated in the stream. Also, rest in peace, Troy. All right. Good night, guys.